I didn't put my leave in today. It was just the conditioner washed it out.
Incredible.
Welcome back to the Laugh Track Podcast. I'm Brand Michael Maggs, and with me today is...
I'm Eliza.
Where's my camera? Adrian.
The way you leaned away from the mic to say that.
Oh. I don't want to lean into it. Adrian.
And Sarah.
All right, so while we're recording this, MADDOX is coming out on Friday. It's only been like...
It's only been like... I was just going to say like 7 years.
I think it was you two and Olivia were both like, oh, it still exists. And didn't you say something in the car on our way here?
On the way here, I'm like, man, he's sitting on this for a while now. I was
It's
like,
gotta be good as hell.
I was like, if I just get my clips, that's fine. But damn, like,
It was all a long ploy. There's no plot or anything.
Yeah, we figured.
But what I wanted to have you guys on for is, since it was a long process, is kind of going from the beginning and just seeing what you guys initially thought of it. And because especially you, Sarah, had been around since the test footage.
Oh, yeah.
True.
And I guess I'll start with that, is when you got, I don't know if you called or texted, like, okay, so on your end, what was your first hit with MADDOX? Like, what was the first, like, someone mentioning it? Was it Tom or?
It was Tom, my guy. Tom Coraggio asked me on a different set if I was available to film something for his, like, class project or something. And I was like, yeah. Because at this point, I didn't really know many people, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever. And then, yeah, that's how that got mentioned. I think you probably sent me the script, I would assume. You or Tom sent me the script, and then came over and we filmed that test footage. Yeah, that was it, I think.
So you get that from the legendary Tom.
Yes.
And
My guy, Tom Coraggio.
Who
Shout
we
out.
love so dearly.
Who we love.
love you, Tom.
You ever worked with this guy?
1,000 times.
Yeah.
Wait,
I was
really?
gonna
Oh,
say,
wait, really?
it would
Yeah.
honestly be shocking if he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the first ever like student film that I ever did, I think he was AD, and he's the one that connected me, like just like you, like he connected me
Yeah.
to the next thing that I did. I think Tom Coraggio was like literally the common denominator
In everyone on the film program.
Everyone in the program.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should be more honored.
No, I think you should be.
You should.
Genuinely, like I owe a lot of like who I know and projects I was on to Tom, because
Yeah.
like and he's always just like, yeah, like he always like would reach out if there was something, and I was like, I respect that and appreciate it.
Yeah, like he'll keep you in mind. Like he'll actually just like if literally there was a time where I forgot who it was because I've been on so many projects, but they were like, oh yeah, I need
Subtle flex.
No,
I have
Guys are
been
on
on
Law
that.
and Order, no biggie.
Like, I'm just really booked and busy, so I don't really know which one it was. But
Not recently, but but yeah, like
Is that Ice Cube calling you? Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you.
okay. But yeah, like Tom was like, oh yeah, Adrian's a really good actor. Like if you want, I'll send him a DM and then let him know you're interested. And yeah, like he's always been like looking for stuff for me, for like one friend that I had on a Montclair set. Like I'm telling you, he is like the common denominator in every
He's on
in that
everything.
program. Somewhere or another.
you wouldn't know that. You didn't go to college.
No, I didn't.
So you know how everyone has like every actor has like a Bacon number, like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Like
You have Tom Coraggio?
yeah,
I don't
everyone
have
has
Tom
to have like a
Coraggio's
Coraggio number at this point.
What is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bacon
yeah.
number?
So Kevin Bacon was like in so many different films where
Oh,
it's like
so it's just like a...
so it's like how like everyone's Bacon number is how many films have you been on with Kevin Bacon before?
Okay.
So
okay.
everyone
I
has
see.
a different like, but everyone has a
Yeah,
Bacon number. who's
Yeah,
in the
I think my
industry.
Coraggio number is 2 or 3.
Oh, I think
Maybe
it's
4.
It's gotta be. Oh, my Coraggio number's gotta be pretty significant.
It's your whole resume.
Like almost.
I've been on a lot of projects where he was involved, and I just know, like, he wasn't actually physically on
Yeah.
set, but he booked me or something.
Yeah,
He would like produce it. He's
Yeah.
like big on that too. Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 minimum.
Yeah.
Like I really don't know what my Coraggio
Yeah, I think so,
number
too.
would be.
He's going to love the first 5 minutes of this podcast.
Yeah, Tom.
Great.
But anyway, yeah.
So, what was the question?
Something
You're
about
looking at them. You're literally
something
looking
about like.
I don't know. You asked Adrian something. No, you asked Sarah something, and then
Yeah.
Adrian took over.
Yeah, it's okay.
Aura, sorry. No.
So when you got I guess I messaged you and was like, "Hey, do you want to go forward with this?" Because some actors
Tale
didn't
as old
return.
as
And I mean,
time.
Oh,
yeah.
Recast.
Yeah. How's it? Does it? Were you ever? Did you ever see the? Whoa! I said like a strum. Did you ever see the test footage?
No, I don't think I have actually. I think you've told me so many, like, I've heard countless stories about the test footage and like how it went, but I've never actually seen it.
It was
Same way I've
I
actually
think
never
that's
seen
better.
our episode.
Yeah.
And we
That's
never will.
definitely better.
What did you just say?
I said the same way I haven't seen our episode.
It's rendering right now.
That's right.
It's rendering.
Yeah.
It's been rendering for 20 years.
Well,
Yeah.
Jaden texted me.
We're going
the
to
other
get
day.
GTA 6 before we get MADDOX episode 1.
You know what's crazy? We might.
I'll fucking delete it right now. I
Do
will
it.
start
You
from
won't.
scratch.
And then what happens?
We'll wait another 5
Yeah,
years
right,
for
right,
him
right.
to
Right.
reproduce.
It's
And
I'll play every character.
Just put different wigs on.
He'll somehow like do the kissing scene himself.
With like the two fake lips.
Right.
both of them. They'll do both of them.
And he'll do like
Just
a
two.
super close up, and you just notice it's his hand.
Are we all friends? Like, I feel like are we?
This is how you know I'm your friend. I'm like, if I don't make fun of you, if I don't make fun of you, like, I might not fuck with you.
I would consider you guys friends and Sarah. And
That's crazy. That's fine.
I would
Heard.
consider you a colleague, yeah.
Yeah. We've worked together, definitely. Yeah,
We've
for sure.
been in the
for sure.
same room.
we've
Yeah.
made eye contact.
Yeah.
I know you exist.
We
Like, what
breathe
more
the
do you
same
want from
air.
me?
Yes, all those.
Can I ask one question? Like, can I get through one question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when we reached back out,
Adrian,
to
what
you,
are you doing after this?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Tears are forming. Tears are forming.
I-
We're getting
Breathe,
somewhere.
breathe, just breathe. Okay.
Out of
What's the new
laughter or
thing?
frustration.
What's the new thing?
we
I'm gonna
don't
crash
know.
out. I don't know.
Crash
The
Crashing out,
new
yeah.
thing.
I don't know.
Yes.
So,
Yes. It's yes.
He just
It's
got
the
online
greatest thing.
today.
Yeah. You just.
Yeah.
Crash outs are like the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Every time they're justified, it's even more hilarious.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
about to witness one live. So when you got the message,
Yes.
message,
Tell me.
that,
The bit's over.
I guess I reached out to you of like, hey, we're going through with this. Was there like an initial like, oh, that's cool, or just like, oh, fuck me, I'm part of this again?
No, there wasn't like I was happy to hop back on it. I think I just was a little bit apprehensive of.
That's a big word.
Sorry, guys.
Do you actually need a definition?
We can have a dictionary on
It's like
standby
you're-
if you need.
It's me. I'm the dictionary.
Yes.
She-
Eliza?
She was wary of. Do you know what that means? She was a little
Yes,
nervous.
yes, yes.
I was like,
Okay, okay.
I was like, all right, we might need a lesson.
I'll use smaller words. It's okay. Don't worry.
I was happy.
I was like,
happy, but a little
scared. I was like, ooh, okay. No, I was happy to go back on it. I'm gonna be honest, didn't know like what the time frame was gonna be of it, because I feel like when you reached out, it was very much still kind of up in the air. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like I accepted just kind of like words, and then I was like, okay, once he gives me dates, then I can actually be like, yes, I can do this.
Yeah.
But I was excited that there was a bigger script, and specifically when we like met up like at the beginning of the process with Jaden too, and we went over it, and then we did a few table reads, and then I saw Adrian was involved, and at this point I think we had worked together before on something, because it was definitely not the first time we had met.
I think it was Ryan McWalter's set. I think that's when we met, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think
Exactly.
I don't think we
But
worked
we never,
together,
yeah,
but we knew each other.
because I was PAing that day, I remember.
Yeah, we knew each other.
Yeah.
I know that much.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool, like stacked. There's actual like concrete, like something's happening, and I was like, okay. So I felt better about that, and then yeah, hopping back on the project, it was fun, and it was definitely, it was enjoyable. Yeah.
So now that's one thing I found out was you two have worked together and you two have worked together.
Yeah.
You guys were in.
Gary's film.
Yeah. I don't think you probably don't know Gary.
Yeah.
I know people who know people.
Yeah.
Yes. We were
in her film
Yeah.
2, I think that was her film 2.
It's something like that.
Yeah. And
And
so
what-
we played best friends, and then she
Yeah.
I got murdered, and
we
then
both
you got murdered, and then you got
murdered.
Murmured.
Sorry. Just glitched.
Yeah.
And then you guys were, because didn't we start MADDOX and then I feel like I saw like a trailer come out for the short that you guys were in?
There was a few that we were in.
Yeah.
So sorry, not to.
Yeah, you're like, well, there was so many.
So we established that we were both on Ryan McWalters.
Yep.
Then-
I was more of an extra that got a line.
Yeah.
And then you were.
I was the daughter or granddaughter of some mafia guy.
Right.
Classic. No biggie.
Been there.
Seems like riveting sets.
Yeah, no, there was a gun on that set.
A real one?
Yeah, well, a real
Wasn't even
a
in the
prop
script.
got.
Like it was actually
Somebody
a
was just
huge
carrying
violation.
We were scared. Someone just walked in, put it on the table, really made a statement.
Whose
Yeah.
is this?
And then that boy grew up to be Alec Baldwin.
Remember
So
we
proud
actually had a
of yourself.
conversation
What?
about
Proud
that.
of
Yeah,
yourself?
we did. Yeah, because Rick Sordelay was there as the armor. Anyways,
Oh,
we're
let's go,
we're
Rick Sordelay.
digressing. The point is that Adrian and I have worked together on a few things. Specifically, I guess the one we worked with together on the most was Eli's.
Yes.
That was towards the end of last year, one of the last projects I think that we did. But
Yeah, so I remember that it was definitely after MADDOX though, because
it was definitely after MADDOX. Yeah. That was
Something was after MADDOX. Holy fuck!
like everything was after
There was
MADDOX.
so much time in
So
between. A
many-
lot of things have happened.
Yes.
yeah.
BM. No, AM after MADDOX. Well, there's before MADDOX and there's after MADDOX.
the BM era. Yeah. And
When we're all happy.
yeah. And then
The calamity that was MADDOX. It's like what how do they what's like the Star Wars timeline? There's like a certain like
Give me a minute. You guys can hang out for a minute. Yeah.
yeah, if y'all want to talk, we're gonna have our own thing real quick.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Are you gonna see Revenge of the Sith, by the way?
All right, can we get back
Yeah.
to the
No,
questions?
well,
Alright.
just in general, whatever that event was.
Oh, wait, can I have
like
that?
year zero, I guess,
you.
whatever it would have
Yeah.
been.
Oh,
But
perfect.
yeah.
Trying to
That's
muffle
what
it,
that is.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
MADDOX
Just
was
like-
that year zero event.
There's two things happening right now.
Yeah.
Good luck with this footage later.
It's like fucking MADDOX scenes. Yo, let me fucking tell you something. Emily's not here, so I can say this. And she did send a video.
She's gonna see it.
She probably not.
Tread lightly. I'm sending it to her.
It was your guys' scene in the morning. And then she had a scene with you. You would think the way she improv'd, you would think I wrote like I hated women. Like, no, because do you remember her improvs with you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
Sorry, I'm
true.
sorry. This was
You're right.
For context, this was like over a year ago. So like,
That's
I
true. I
just
guess I'm the
really-
only one
it was
watching
over
the
a year
fight.
ago.
like I'm just
I don't
really
remember
trying
these
to lock
dates.
in.
We're
on
really gonna hammer in this entire episode how long
How
we've
long
been
how
dating.
long this has been going on. I shot the
gonna be
test footage
unintentional.
2 years ago.
Probably
Like,
more
it's
than
been,
that.
Yeah,
Or-
2.5 years.
Working
at
with
this
Brandon Michael Maddox is like
point. Watching paint dry.
well, no, it's longer. It's actually like ordering something from a magazine in 1982, let's say, and then you mail the money, you mail all your info, and then you hope that it's not a scam, and you say, damn, I hope that comes in. And then like 10 to 12 business weeks later, you're like, oh, cool, that was real.
You proud of this bit?
Yeah, because it's exactly what it's like.
I get it.
You're acting like I sat there and was just like,
gave me
I
an
really want
insight
to delay
into that
this
here.
process. So I'm like leaning away from the microphone.
You gave me a good insight into what times were like during that age, because I'm like,
That is
what it
exactly
was?
how. Yeah, if you found something
Oh,
in a magazine,
right.
you had to mail in like a little form to get it, or you could maybe call or something, and then it would take like 10 weeks to get to you.
You're old.
Yeah, I was alive back then. You're like 85.
So,
It sucks.
So-
It sucks because I'm the oldest guy here.
How old are
It's
you?
okay.
I'm 25.
God damn.
Hey.
No cursing.
Fuck that.
I really feel like I'm being told what to do right now.
I think I've dropped like 5 F-bombs already.
That was so funny. Coming in here, I was like, I have to like think about not cursing, because like, well, because the last recorded thing I did was a radio show, and I remember I said the F word once, and then he was like scrambling to like
Yep.
cancel it. He's like,
Dump
it's okay, and I was
Dump
like, oh my
it.
god, I'm totally gonna say it again, aren't I? So I
Yeah.
was like making an effort not to curse.
That's a
and I'm like,
big. It's a big no-no.
yeah. So
Knowing me, I'd be like, yeah, the fucking fuck.
I've gotten so good at not cursing because I've been a birthday party princess for so long.
oh my god,
It's
I know. Wait, I remember.
It's
you
a
told me.
different part of my brain
Come
that
here,
I'm
you fucking
using.
twerp.
I have never cursed on the job. I've been doing it since almost 7 years. I've never cursed on the job. I'm literally using a different part of my brain. I'm in kitty mode.
Do you have my favorite photo?
Oh, yeah.
So while she pulls that up. All right, so now, actually, I haven't really asked you anything while you're doing something.
That's true.
So
I can multitask. I'm gifted.
when you guys you got the audition because...
You DM'd me Taylor's oldest time.
So interesting.
Yeah.
It was strictly business purposes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Adrian, when you auditioned... Well, you were... Not that one. Not that one.
Cannot show the screen what I'm looking at right now.
But when you applied for it on Backstage, Jaden kind of recognized you because I guess you had maybe not worked with him, but you were known.
Yeah, so I think my second film with Buddy had been on Silver Slate for Montclair, and I think because of that, I think he'd watched something I did before. It's either the first or second film I did with Buddy. I'm not sure. But it's funny because I'd never worked with Jaden, so when he recognized me and I didn't recognize him, I'm like, please don't tell me he was on set with me and I don't know who he is. But he just recognized me. But yeah, when I first auditioned, it's funny because it went under MADDOX, and then when you replied to me, the message was Brandon Michael MADDOX, and I'm like, is this him? It's like, and then just going through it, I'm like, is this his life?
Oh my God.
I was like, what are we doing here? I was like, okay, I mean, I still love the role, but I was like, I need to know what this was, and then I figured out, you just happen to write this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You didn't want to change it to something other than his name, though?
Narcissist.
No, so it is funny that the original idea of MADDOX was decently different. Why is it the second I start talking, everyone goes to do something?
No, my phone was ringing. I wanted to make sure it wasn't my mom or something.
Brandon, I can't find it.
Why can't you just do a search?
Because what am I gonna search? Turtle.
Yeah.
It's not gonna come up.
So
Do I
Let
have
me
to cover
search
brands?
green.
I'll blur it.
Green.
So,
Anyway.
No, because that was one thing is when I first took the idea to Jaden, I was like, hey, I have this idea for something. Would you be interested in? I pitched the idea, and he's like, bro, I don't really do documentaries. And I was like, no. That's
So
not.
close.
That's not.
So close.
And then I remember when he saw the script, I just because I didn't know what in Jaden at the time. He's like, man, there's lots of room for improvement, and I'm like. You could just say it sucks.
Wow.
He's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't fully suck. And I'm like, so it partly sucks. He's like,
No,
that's
but,
more accurate.
No, but props to Jaden because that was one thing I remember too because he told me about some of the rewrites that you guys did together.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is just an assumption, if you're in this process where you have to film something you wrote and something that's loosely based on your life. Kind of, right? I would assume aspiring stand-up comedian and
That's
all
the
that.
only. That's the only truth. Yeah.
No. Well, and Brandon, and that's another. The character's name is Brandon.
Yeah.
I can't find it. I'm sorry.
I feel like having somebody to I feel like
you need an extra pair of eyes.
Yeah, and I remember that's something that I remember talking to Jaden about back in the Zoom meetings beforehand. But
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other funny thing was when we initially wrote it, or when I pitched it to him, it was supposed to be just your stereotypical plot was confined in 30 minutes and that was it. You're kind of.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
I don't understand what you're saying.
There would be a plot in the episode and it would wrap up by the end.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was I the problem there?
No. I think you just worded it funny.
I think you got really I mean, I feel like that question took a lot out of you. What do you mean? I think that mentally,
did you see Adrian's face when you were done? This is exactly what he looked like. Nobody had any clue what you were saying. I was just brave enough to ask.
I want you to count the beats.
When we're recording this, the
wait,
fucking
when
cameras are
you're
running,
editing-
buddy.
When you're editing this,
Count the beats is crazy.
when she says, "What do you mean?" Count the beats from the moment she says, "What do you
How long
mean?"
it took you to come up with it?
To you saying, "What do you mean? What do I mean?" You count the beats.
I really had to think
telling
about
you.
what you were saying.
I didn't know if you meant like it was just going to be like a short that was 30 minutes, or like I didn't know what the hell you meant.
No.
I understand now.
gotcha.
Thank you for the clarification.
What we were gonna do is we were gonna more or less have like the
And
plot.
there would be a resolution by the end of every episode.
Exactly.
Yes, I understand.
And honestly, all of your guys' characters were never supposed to be seen again. But
He told me that
Yeah.
recently. And then he was like, "Damn it, they're good."
I straight up was like, yeah, we're gonna keep them.
Yeah.
We well, she's been helping me co-write.
We've co-written 2 to 5 already.
Yeah.
I heard,
There's a plot.
but I
There's a
forgot
story.
right away because then I didn't hear anything else.
There is a
afterwards.
story.
It's the MADDOX kind
And,
of rhythm.
Can we talk about? I was talking about this with somebody that I was on a date with recently, and
How is Jaden? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Moving on.
no, this person I was on a date with also happens to be writing a comedy web series.
How was Tom?
Oh my god.
So we were chatting about that, and we were talking about how insane it is to go from here's the pilot, let's set the scene of what this show is kind of going to look like. Yeah. Episode 2, everyone has a personality, everybody has a style, everybody has there's a story, there's a plot, there's connections, there's B plots. It's like, whoa. Mm-hmm. If you looked at episode 2, which, I mean, why haven't we sent it to them? Honestly, we should have.
I was told I was going to receive it.
Yeah, you can. I'll do it because he
Did I
never.
never email that to you?
I'll do it. He never will.
No, sorry. Quick, similar. You available to go film episode 2 next week? I'm like, out of nowhere.
Episode what?
After months
Literally,
of no
episode
contact.
Not no contact.
I was like,
Breaking no contact to tell you there's episode
yeah, and like,
2.
script. What are you saying?
Yeah,
I thought
so
my
there-
character was supposed to be like killed off. Not killed off.
Oh
but,
well,
like,
no
never seen
spoilers
again.
yet. You do die in episode 3.
Oh, lovely.
Wait, I gotta send here we go. This was January 16th. I go, what's your availability for February? She just goes, my favorite monthly text.
Exactly. Every single month. What's your schedule?
Dude, is it really what it is?
No, literally every month. What's your schedule? Here it is. Never hear anything. Next month. What's your schedule? Here it is. Never hear anything. The next month.
Wait, so I didn't know this, and this was probably something we should have figured out earlier. So for probably like the first 6 months of MADDOX, I would get your guys' availability, and I'd send it to Jaden, and then.
Too many hoops already.
So what I thought it would be is Jaden would be breaking down your guys' availability.
You thought he was doing this?
You thought.
You know, one day he messaged me and goes, "What's the update?" And I'm like,
I thought you were.
"I thought you were doing." It. He goes, "I fucking hate scheduling." And I'm like, "So when were you gonna tell me that?"
You can't put one man, never mind 2, up to anything. Ever.
We got it done.
How long that take?
November to what's Friday?
November.
You asked me when I was a junior in college.
No, I loved receiving that like a few days before we were supposedly shooting text. Like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm like,
Yep, exactly. Saw that
I
coming.
was like, all right.
So anyway, yeah, we have 2 to 5. Well, 5 is in the works right
5
now.
we're working on right now. Yeah.
We're cooking. Adrian, you become a leading player.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm so excited for that.
They I mean, can we? What can we say?
Wait, do I actually die in episode 3?
No.
No.
Oh, I was like,
I mean, we still have it in our drafts. We can still change.
we can cut that scene out.
Yeah,
But no, you don't
we
die.
have to just forget who Amy is.
We do finally meet in 2. In episode 2.
Yes, that was what we were supposed
Amy
to
and
film.
Haley Amy and Haley have never
I was
met.
like, who are we meeting?
You're like, I wrote a new character in while you weren't looking. No, we finally meet Adrian. Can I?
What is it?
Can we say that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Okay, you guys become friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
From enemies to lovers.
Literally enemies. Literally
And
enemies
that
to
took a
lovers.
jump.
So anyway, the jump from pilot, which is just setting the stage of what the show might look like, the jump from that to episode 2 is nuts. Like there's a lot more for people to work with.
Because it's also we know how everyone talks now, where before it's kind of like.
Let me come up with a character.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the way that I write. Is I only write the line if I can hear the person saying it. Like I don't just write it because I'm like, oh well, this phrasing makes sense. I'm like, no, I need to hear Sara say this. So I will literally, it's everyone's voice is in my head, and if it doesn't
you
sound
might
like
wanna get that
something,
checked out.
get out of my head, get out of my head.
How many conversations have you had with me?
Have I been in your dream recently? Because I've been astral projecting. No, but it's like if I, like
Dream
in
Cat
my
just putting in
head,
work.
Yeah.
if like I am hearing each person say the line in my head, and then once I am like, oh yeah, that's something Adrian would say, then I will write it down.
See, what's really cool about it is because like when Jay and I are going through the footage and everything, it's funny how you guys do slightly change into the character. Mm-hmm. So like I remember when we were filming your big scene, it was you were like talking and joking to someone over here, and then you sat down and you just raised back up into frame and like with a total dipshit look on your face. If I'm gonna be honest. Like, and then I remember our first day of shooting, I was shitting bricks. I was so nervous.
Why?
Oh, it's only, like my passion project I've been working on for
years.
Oh,
no, sorry. I thought you were I'm sorry. I thought that was going like, I was so nervous. Like,
because it was you.
No. Because like.
The infamous Sarah.
Well, no, but he went from talking about you, like, like getting into frame to being like, I was nervous. And I was like, anyway, sorry. I understand.
Never got an apology, but,
For what?
For what?
Talking over me.
Oh, you didn't deserve one. Anyway.
Well, but I also think you guys have also said, I think, individually to me that, like, this was an interesting project because it was hard working with, like, a main character that was so hot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even thought of saying
not even
close.
I think
the whole room were like, no, that's not.
I think that actually.
Oh, also, you know what I've been thinking about recently?
Me?
Not at all. No, so many people online are always like, oh my God, if I was in a TV show and like I had a romantic interest, like I would fall in love so fast. Well, let me tell y'all how that's not the case.
Brandon Maddox.
Let me tell y'all how that's never gonna happen. It is the least romantic thing possible.
I agree.
It is so non-romantic because it is so choreographed and
I
so
got a
scheduled.
bone to pick with you. I got something I've been wanting to bring up for over a year.
The hell?
he has moved the mic, guys.
Let's hear it.
So you guys had your scene, which I give you guys applaud you for. Like you guys handled that amazingly, and like it really did turn out absolutely amazing.
Be nice to see it.
But you got 2 days.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's gonna be all fun and games till it comes out. And I'm like, actually, we moved the date.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to get you off your track.
It was written in the script, and I remember this was a Jaden ad. He's like, we have to see that Brandon and Amy are in some form of a relationship.
Okay.
And I remember in the script it said something. You and I didn't kiss, but there was some sort of like interaction or something. And I remember like the day before Sarah was like, "Yeah, I just don't feel like doing that."
Well, do you want the real answer? Because I will break it down.
Which, by the way, before you give the real answer, it actually works a lot better. So
you're welcome.
Because Amy does not like his ass.
First off, it works character-wise, which I also thought about afterwards. Because it's like, I feel like I'm just, I mean, no spoilers,
this is coming out
but it's
afterwards,
like,
so
you know.
Oh, okay.
This is coming out after
perfect.
it, yeah.
But like, clearly there's something not clicking. And so other than the fact that it worked for the character, the only thing I'd ever heard about intimacy training, because after we shot the test footage, which I'm going to be honest, it's no one's fault. We're all new at this. Like that shit was uncomfortable. Like, you know, and it's like knowing how to like direct that, which was handled so much better like the second go around. But, you know, from what I've been heard, you know, it's like you put those scenes in if like it's necessary to see it. You know what I mean? And because I had kind of a hard time on set, like shooting the scene with Adrian, although it was handled better, like it was still a pretty new experience. I also, you know, Adrian and I were both in relationships at the time, and so it's, you know, definitely uncomfortable. I remember we talked about, or at least you were seeing someone.
Yeah, I still am.
Oh, perfect. Okay, wonderful. So we're both still seeing those.
They're
people.
married.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. Like we're actually like,
much,
yeah.
right?
But the separation of church and state is
Right.
like, no. I'm saying like I have been in relationships, you know, but this is like my job. It's not
exactly.
the same thing
no,
at all.
for
It's
sure.
like
I agree, and that's
Work
something
is
that
work.
like I've, you know, that's why I came in and I was like, I'm definitely doing this. We need to do this. I'm cheating on my boyfriend. Like we need to see that, right? Like that's why. no. Like for the scene.
Oh.
That's why I looked at you and I was like,
No. No, like for the scene, like, you know, like we're
okay.
like, so this is what the scene is, like, this is what we're shooting, like, you know, head in the game, whatever.
Yeah.
And even like, and then when it came to whatever we needed to film, I just, again, because of how I felt the day before, and because I felt, and even both you and Jaden told me, like, if you don't feel like you want to do it and you're up to it, like, we can opt it out. It's not necessary. And I took that option.
that's always
You know,
the
if
case.
you
You
give
can
me the
always change
option
your
and I need to
mind.
take it, I take it. That's why, like.
See, and there is, I think the take we went with, I think you just like sort of like just pat me on the head. Like, it's really goofy, and I think you roll your eyes as you walk by,
Which works, right?
which is absolutely perfect. Jay and I were dying laughing. Which, by the way, like if you were to see how we edit, it's quite literally like we're this far away, just huddled over a monitor, just like giggling to each other,
That's cute.
and then we kiss a little.
That you see, so you got Jaden kissing you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But then I remember our scene, like she was so professional and everything, and I was like, at any point, like you don't need to, like we can always do.
You
something.
would have thought Brandon had a bomb strapped to his chest every time we shot an intimate scene, and it made you more nervous. That I was so like, I was like, yeah,
I was like freak out. I'm like, you're kissing a hot dude, like fucking freak out about something. That's the second time that joke's bombed.
Yeah, so how about we put that joke in the closet?
Collectively, the group is just gone.
Like twice now.
Anyway, no, it like made him more nervous because I mean I've been intimacy coordinated so many times, and I know it's literally like, again, it's the least
And
romantic
I've
shit
never
in the
been
world.
intimate, so
No, yeah, and that's the thing.
That's clear. But no, it's
even
even
Olivia say that.
yeah, oh my god. Fucking Olivia, literally. So we do our thing. We go through all the motions, whatever. We get this close. We don't do it. We you know, that's like part of the coordination. You know this. Liv was like, okay, like actually, I'm just gonna have Brandon stay back for a second. And she's like, Eliza, you can go get crafty, like whatever you want to do. I leave. I was like, okay, you know, he's nervous. She's talking him down.
Yeah.
They stay in there for maybe, I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes. Brandon comes out, and I was like, oh, what'd you guys do? And he was like, Olivia asked me if I've ever kissed a girl before. She had to make sure. She had to check. She literally was like, Brandon, have you ever kissed a girl?
Like, and she comes to me. She's like, I just want to know if this is like your first time.
Oh my gosh.
And then you try to like get very defensive, or at least I did. And I was like, well,
I've kissed a lot of girls. Yeah, fuck bitches.
did not say that.
I kissed a girl before I walked in today.
I kissed 5 girls on my way here.
Dude, when I leave, I'm gonna kiss more girls. Like I literally just, I kiss so many girls,
kiss
bro.
girls
Like,
every
I kiss
day.
so many girls.
That's really funny, actually.
That it was.
Yeah.
I almost threw up laughing.
No, yeah.
So funny.
No, and that's the thing. Like you mentioned, like, you know, getting intimacy coordinated. Like that's like I'd never done that before ever. Like
Same
especially,
actually.
and like the very first time I had ever had to do that on camera was the test footage, and like it was a weird ass experience. But at the time,
bizarre.
like it felt different just because like my, you know, situation was different or whatever, and so coming in the second time and like having somebody that's coordinating it and choreographing it definitely felt better. But it was like just made, you know, it was just
it's
uncomfortable.
like almost
like
weirder having a person choreographing.
yeah, and it was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, but like, I'm glad this is happening, and I'm glad that like we did it the way that we did, because it's so much different than the test footage. And I was like test footage, like you were just like, yep, Nick, Sarah, make out, and I was like, okay, like,
Yeah.
Tom,
And then
no,
that's not how that works.
and then
in the
I was
real
like,
world.
okay, and then so you know, again, second time around, a lot better, but it's freaking weird.
It's weird.
It's weird, but I'm happy I did it for experience. You know, like I can say that I've done that now if applying for other, you know, auditioning for other things.
And the weird thing about the first time with the test footage is it's Tom coming up to me asking me what I want, and I'm just like, no, just the characters are kissing. He's like, yeah, but do you have like a hand placement? I'm like, dude, just put their fucking faces together. I was
Well,
like,
but that's also like,
that is
yeah.
not how that
I mean,
works.
I feel like, and specifically like with the crew that was like at the test footage, I think, and it happens, and like again, this is where I say like we're all amateurs, like we're all doing this like for the first time to an extent. Like, you know, Tom is still in school, Gianna, shout out Gianna, was still in school. You know, like we're all learning how to do this. And I mean, thankfully, it wasn't like as bad as it could have gotten, because, you know, we hear horror stories when like, you know, things aren't coordinated and things go bad. But it's like suddenly you're like, oh, like maybe I should have given this a little bit more thought before going into this. And then you're like, okay, how do we like fix that? And I remember Gianna really like took over that front of the coordination and like again
She was great.
she was like, I mean, and she was the only thing I had to kind of like hold on to, that I was like, all right, like, you know, like it's fine, like just do it, whatever. I think we limited it to like 3 takes or something, and like
Something like that, yeah.
some-
I
like,
remember your guys, it was
ours
2.
was
It was 2,
max,
and we like
yeah.
shoved everyone out of the apartment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but and like test footage wasn't too bad because there wasn't like that many of us to start. Like it was you, Tom, Gianna,
Couple
and
crew members
I think
and-
Max was there, right?
Max, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking legend, Max.
Yeah.
Love Max.
But
His twin brother's in the show.
really,
He doesn't have a twin brother. At one point, the camera's shooting. You
There-
see
we
him and
had
Zach.
him in
Zach.
both angles.
Have him both angles.
Oh, and then when you showed me the edit the other day and it was cutting back and forth between us, I was like, oh, that's so funny. There's Max. Yo, there's Max. It was on both sides and he was just doing something different. And I was like, are people going to notice that?
Twin brother. I'm gonna credit him twice.
wait, that's really funny. Yeah, I was like, why did you make this twin brother joke? I was like, where's this going?
You'll get
Yeah,
it
same.
on Friday.
I think also, little Max story real quick, is we were filming something, and I didn't know he had a girlfriend. And I was like, oh, that's cool, dude. I was like, what'd she look like? He goes, yeah, you wish you knew, didn't you? I'm
I
like,
love saying that
That's
to people.
so funny.
I love when
that.
people ask me
I
a
love
question. I'm
that.
like, you wish you knew.
Yeah.
to this day, I swear to God, she's fake. It's like I've not
Made her
not
up.
shown me a photo.
She doesn't go here.
What?
She goes to
She
a
doesn't.
She
She
goes
goes
to
to a different school.
Yeah.
Oh, did
She
you?
goes to a different school.
Are you serious?
Brandon.
Eliza?
Her name is George Glass.
George?
This guy doesn't get anything.
Am I getting fucked with right now?
I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out right before this bit started
I
because
joined
you
it so
started
early.
talking.
I started talking.
Yeah, she's like,
Wait. I couldn't get back into it. I was
no,
like,
George
no.
Glass, the made up name in the Brady Bunch.
I
One of them's lying
don't.
about
Sorry, I
having
didn't
a
grow up.
red.
I didn't grow up in
Oh.
this country. I don't know these references.
I don't watch much TV
Okay.
or movies.
So happy you're in my
no
fucking TV show.
cultural-
Really appreciate it.
Anyway.
Hey, did you,
watch
guys,
Law and
did
Order?
you know this guy was in Law and
Watch
Order?
TV.
This guy
Yeah,
is Law and Order?
I
Law and
don't
Order.
watch TV. I'm on TV. All right, no.
Oh my goodness.
That was
Playing a
random level
pedophile.
comment.
Hey. Let's just not throw that word out there.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh,
I
yeah.
can say that I have a friend who turned out to be a pedophile. Well, had a friend.
Actually.
Yeah.
I did too. I casted him.
Hey, it's cast.
So I still haven't gotten to one full question.
Yeah.
but-
So
You know what?
should we, let's,
Well, also, the last time we were all in a room together, we filmed. Go ahead.
No, because haven't we made a joke like this before? Yes, we wrote this joke into episode 2.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, can I say it?
yeah. You're
Okay,
you're
so
not in this scene.
this
but-
is when
okay.
we meet. Brandon and I wrote, this is like literally top 3 favorite lines we've ever written. And I forget which one of us came up with it. I think it might have been a combined effort of like, spitballing ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm yelling at you
Heard.
because I hate you.
Heard.
Like by default.
Is this when you guys are picnicking?
Yes, this is that.
Okay. I remember this idea. Like, I think you told me about this
And then
idea,
there's
but I
like
don't
a
remember
big the climax is like you guys both say the same thing at the same time to get me to stop like going at you. And then there's a silence and then Brandon goes, "Well, I would love if the next time the 3 of us were in a room together there were less clothes, but
We thought that line killed.
It will kill.
Gold writing. That's actually really good.
I forget what the exact phrasing was."
It was something like that. But I go, but until hell freezes
Yeah.
over.
Yes. Like, but until hell freezes over.
That's right.
There is a lot of. See, the funny thing about it is writing for the characters is like, well, you're a comic in the show, but it's like the characters aren't trying to be funny. It's just bouncing off of, because Amy is such a presence.
Oh, I was gonna say something else.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That's how you leave.
my B was right.
But that's the
The B was there. It's like,
Presence.
And through the show, Brandon has to learn to more or less grow a pair. So having, like, it's interesting seeing all of the different. It's like I don't even know how much we could talk about, but
Yeah.
what is it? It's is it 3?
Well, what are you talking about?
The dinner.
Yes. episode
When
3
does-
is
yeah, that's when
it's
Brandon
a
kinda
double
puts-
date.
Yeah.
And that's when he finally puts his foot down for the first time.
This is our conversation now.
Are you guys giving spoilers away, by the way?
We're trying. I mean, there's a lot of shit that happens,
Yeah.
so we're giving like the barest
Bet.
bones. We gave you like 2 tidbits, so we're trying not to.
Brandon, we find out Brandon's an assassin, and then
Puts his foot down by murdering.
Murder.
With a gun.
Jason, bang.
Like, oh.
Consider it dealt with.
She finds it hot because she actually finally needed you to like.
She's
you
like
know,
a fucking
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Finally!
And then it works
Now
out.
that's a man.
Yeah.
Oh, after the podcast, we'll tell you we wrote a. Can I talk about the after the? after episode one?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. So
So, I think it's in 4. We go back to episode 1.
oh yes, we made a flashback. Oh, and then we get to see what happens after he catches you guys.
Oh, am I all like sad and mopey?
No,
No.
no, you're still a
Oh,
bitch.
you're good.
Damn, I was really hoping for that arc.
No, unfortunately.
Well, you.
We'll get there. We kind of get there.
You get a good scene.
Good.
That thing is.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
What?
He's like, you get one good.
When.
We haven't written that yet, have we?
Okay, well we're going to write it.
Okay. This is for
It's
this
on
is
the
5.
bulletin
This is
board.
5.
It really has become a 2-person podcast. I'm not. Gonna lie. You have live audience members.
I'm like live studio audience.
But the last time we were all together, we were filming in the comedy club, and that was the last day of shooting. Last official day. Then you and I had to do a pickup. But
Did you actually?
Yeah. We quite literally, we wrapped filming. Jay and I were like, we're so happy and everything. We're like, God, we ended on such a good note. 2 days later, Jane's like,
Forgot something.
we ever filmed 15? I was like, nope. I was like, we never filmed 15. So like, I think I must have texted you on like a Tuesday, and then that Thursday, it was quite literally Jaden, Gavin, me, and you.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And it actually turned out pretty well. That was
Oh,
actually a
did-
very funny scene.
It was.
It was supposed to be like a 30-second scene. I think it's like 2 minutes now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys filmed a whole 2-minute scene on a pickup with just that many people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not just talking insert.
No,
No.
like,
Just the boys.
we forgot
That's
a scene.
crazy.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
Technically, technically 2 scenes. Did you ever use like the last like or what we did at your old place?
I'm still debating.
I think you should add it.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh,
What is
actually,
it?
I
Why
don't
are
know.
you
what
The
it
looking
was.
for
episode's a
me?
lot
What
longer
is
than
it?
he anticipated.
How does this happen? What?
It'll be out by the time this comes out. So, on a whim, was it that day?
I think it was because we were supposed to go to film 15, I guess. That's
Yes,
what you called
yes.
it.
We had to go pick up something at the apartment, but I'd already moved out. So I was like, "Yo, you want to film a post-credit scene?"
Oh, lit.
Yeah, so-
That's nice.
We can say
Yeah.
what the idea is. You said this was
Oh, no,
coming out.
go right ahead. It's coming out after the pilot comes out.
Okay, cool. So I hope it's in there, but why are you looking at me like that?
Because I don't know. Because like what we have for episode 2 doesn't make sense, but also it's like a gag. Who cares? So pretty much what
Okay.
it is Brandon sending a video to Haley, being like, "Oh, we moved out of the old apartment," and then we find out that you two moved into the apartment.
So yeah, he literally walks out and he's like, "All right, well, he has like his phone up. He's like, well, just locked up. Apparently the new tenant's supposed to be here any minute, actually." And then
it's
I'm
like-
on the phone and I'm like, "Dude, we had a great deal for this place." And then
Yeah.
I'm like, "Brandon," and then he's just like,
Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't make any sense with what we wrote for
Yeah.
episode 2 because
But
we
also
we
it's
had
a-
to write out the old apartment somehow. So
Yeah.
that's what we.
Yeah.
That's like the whole premise of
I
episode
would
2,
love.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
which is going to be a really fun episode.
Yeah, it's that, and then we have there's actually a deleted scene, something we couldn't use with Connor.
Right. Like,
So D or Charity,
used to be a really tall white man.
yeah, and we filmed the scene with him. But what happened was by the time, because MADDOX had such a tight shooting schedule, it was it was by the
That
time
was the funniest joke you said all day, by the way. I just want you to know that.
He's going to
Continue.
stare at the ceiling when he gets home.
I'm gonna go to see what an
All
oncoming
jokes,
truck
all
tastes
jokes.
like.
All jokes, all jokes.
I'm driving him home. He's literally just gonna like look at a semi,
He'd
just
be like-
grab the wheel.
I'm gonna be looking out the window like, did she mean it?
Good to see you, Adrian.
This is my stop.
But quite literally, like, we filmed that scene and we needed him for the comedy club. And by the time we got around to filming it, he's like, "Oh, I moved to like North Carolina.
Which is a test to how long it took to shoot this.
Man fully moved in and started a new life.
Start a new life.
And when I told Jaden all this,
He was like, "This is your fault."
then Jaden goes, "So you're like, fly him back?" Or I'm like, "There's a
we get
lot
serious?
easier ways to go about this."
Fly him back is crazy.
Yeah, and he was really good. I really liked him.
Yeah.
He did text me a while ago where he's like, "Do I get any of that footage?" I'm like,
Eventually,
"Yeah."
at some point.
Maybe.
You should have answered back. All my actors are asking the same thing.
Listen, when people
You
text
are
me
the
asking for
80th
footage, it
person.
goes right
No,
through
but like,
me.
notice how I haven't
We
texted
know.
you once asking for this footage.
Thank you. It'll come out. It's coming
No,
out.
because I'm just at this point. I'm like, I don't.
It's
does it
fucking
exist?
coming. I'm
like,
one person.
No, it's not a courtesy thing. It's so that we don't think it's coming out thing.
Like
Okay,
I'm like,
that part.
if it when you drop the trailer. First off, this trailer was supposed to drop months
October.
ago.
Oh, I did get the
Because
In
you
October.
you texted me saying, "Can you film this little
Yeah,
funny
can
thing?"
you do a little video?
You were like, "Can you send this thing and make a joke about how long it's taking?" And I was like, in the video, I'm like, "Oh, after 8 years of or like whatever, like it's finally coming out." And
October this day. And
then
he
5
was like,
months
"Can't do
later,
it."
You should still use those, but dub over. You should dub
Yo,
over
that's funny
what
as
we were
fuck.
the original date.
That's
Wait,
funny
did you
as
film
fuck.
it too?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got the whole cast to film it.
Bro, that is so fun.
'Cause I
Wait,
think-
you know what
don't
we should have done?
Say the date.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
You
should.
should
I
literally
really
dub with your voice.
You know what?
On
Thanks for Sarah. It's
February
coming out on that date
28th.
now, October of this year.
Oh my god.
Oh my
That is
God.
Adrian.
Do it.
That's funny as fuck. It's like did you guys have like those CDs growing up where it's like the princesses singing and they like dub your name in really bad? You guys didn't have CDs like
No,
that?
I watched Danny Phantom. That was
Honestly, yeah.
You didn't
Wow.
listen to CDs.
How old do you think I am?
Why do you guys think I'm 94?
So
I'm cultured.
So on my Walkman.
I know what the Brady Bunch is. What?
What?
On your Walkman?
Yeah, I tried to stay real quiet.
I'm just making sure no one comes at me for being 25.
Well, apparently I'm half
99.
dead.
Wait, I'm sorry. Like, how old is everyone? Because I'm lost.
I'm 22.
Oh,
32.
I'm not 32. No, but that was a crazy day. That was a crazy day.
When you found out Tom's
When
in his
I
30s?
found out that Tom was 32. Listen.
Yeah.
Like he looks good for he looks like he's
That
he's
Avatar
like 20.
hat fucking de-ages him. Let me
Not
tell you
even
something.
that, but it wasn't even that. I was like, just part of me, like the way that we were talking, I'm like, yeah, like this is not someone who's like 10 years older than me. Like it just can't be.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like somebody made a joke about mentioned his age, and I was like, and then I remember we stopped, and I was like,
wait.
are you actually?
Yeah.
that was a
Tom's
mind-boggling
in his
day.
30s.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, the craziest part is when he picked up the camera and said, "This thing films in color."
Oh my
I want to make it clear, by the way, I do shit on Tom like a decent amount. Like he's a really nice
Don't
dude.
admit to that.
He fucked me
that
over at
out.
Laugh Track Live,
Oh, that's-
but I did almost crash out on him a while ago. He was gonna be one of the camera guys for the live show, and then like 2 days before, he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't make it," and I was like, "Jaden, please text him."
I have to be real. Guys,
Is it
it's
time to be real?
Yeah, it's time to be real.
Do you still do that?
Yes, I still do it. I enjoy Be Real.
I know this is like
Oh, my hair looks like that. What the fuck?
I like how before this episode started, we're all checking our hair, and then you're kind of just giving us all a look. And then now, when you
You're like-
know what your hair looks like, look how the tables have turned.
Like, yeesh. What other
That was
questions
your
you
own
got
version.
on
I was
there?
I didn't say
just
anything
about
about
to
your hair.
Your
say.
hair's a wig.
That was a
That'd be crazy if
microaggression.
you popped it
I was
off.
about to say. I was about to say. are
That
you
was a
gonna take that?
microaggression.
Listen, these curls can take anything.
Let's
Oh.
go.
Heard.
So what other questions you got on there?
Oh yeah, let me get to that first
Spit
one.
'em.
Yeah, go for it, iPad kid.
So
Rapid fire.
we got time.
iPad kid.
We got time.
It's true. My watch tells me it's.
I think
just
it's a
about
very
3
lovely
o'clock.
watch.
Thank you. Santa brought it.
I didn't
She
even
said
see
my
the
watch
actual.
said the
I
second
thought they
top
were
was-
all just. thought they were all
What'd you
just-
You'll have to listen back to that one.
Please, can you please just tell me?
This one might get bleeped. They're like, this watch is telling me the second tower just got hit.
Yo, I've actually been telling a joke like that on stage recently.
What's the reception?
Topical. I was said tropical.
Tropical. Ooh, 9/11 tropical.
They've hit the second coconut tree.
No, I have a joke that I've been telling recently. It's very
Your
high
agent
risk,
is gonna
high reward.
fucking hate this podcast.
My manager. I don't have an
Manager.
agent. No, I'm sure she'll. I don't know if she'll watch it. I hope she does. Hey, Kate, if you're watching.
Oh God, yeah. Hey Richie, if you're watching.
Hey Gina.
It's
I'm
always
trying
good-
not to
Hey,
curse.
Brandon.
I don't need a fucking agent or manager. I'm good. Right? I'm fine with that.
You'll
one.
need a manager one day. Yeah.
If
You
you
wanna
make
be
enough
my
money.
What'd you say?
If you make enough money.
I make enough.
No. I'm saying like that's what like the whole point is. I did it preemptively. So yeah, well, in the sense that like I don't have that money yet, but you know,
Yeah, I was
hopefully one
actually-
day.
I was gonna say this on the phone, but I waited. I got a call like 2 weeks ago from a management place, and they were like, "Hey, we want to represent you," and it seemed like kind of phony, or it just seemed like kind of off, I
Yeah.
should say. It was a real company and everything. Everything looked cool.
Okay.
But they were like, "Oh, we just really like think it'd be cool to represent you," and I just went, "The fuck you doing for me?" And I went, "It was a more professional way of saying that."
Right.
Maybe, but I
Right.
get that. Like, I get
I'm
it.
good.
You don't need
Everyone-
one yet.
No.
You will. You will. But not
Yeah.
right now.
I'm not superstars like you guys.
True. What's
I
on that
wish.
list?
I'm
I just
manifesting
provide
that.
you guys
Keep
acting
saying
jobs.
that, so eventually it becomes real at this point. I'm just like, and the way I've been begging for scraps at these like casting sites, I was telling you, I was like,
Yeah.
please.
Please, casting
May I have one
networks,
line,
just
sir,
a
one
morsel.
line.
I submitted to be an extra on the Steven Spielberg thing that's like filming soon. 3 different times.
They say
like
no.
on 3 different sites.
I got no for the Bruce
I
Springsteen
haven't like
Which was I did
they
the
didn't
Bruce
say yes.
Springsteen movie.
Like they didn't, it's not like they didn't.
They don't
say
tell
no.
you no. They only
yeah,
tell
they
you yes.
just
for
yeah
extra.
exactly. So
I just did the Bruce movie. Yeah. And he applied. He did not get it.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, thanks.
my friend, or not my friend, actually,
Thanks
I
for
should
the
say, my
reaction.
boyfriend's friend, like, did the Bruce movie too, and like he doesn't even, as far as I know, he doesn't act or anything. I was like, what the heck?
No extras. You do not have to act. There are a lot of people who just do it for fun, like extra cash. Yeah.
But it's like,
The barrier to entry for like extras, like, and here's the thing, like extras are important. Like, don't think I'm like downplaying like the extras. Like, they're so important. Like, things literally don't look real unless you actually have
Unless you have people.
yeah, no, exactly.
extras to. But I mean, anyone could do it. I've met people like being an extra on like all these different shows where they
All
literally
walks
just,
of life.
all walks of life.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I'm an accountant. I just do
Yeah,
this.
literally, they're like,
No,
oh, I was
yeah,
at my
yeah.
desk
Like-
job before this.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I just do this so that when the episode airs, I just tell my friends.
You're
with
like,
res-
yo,
with
I'm in the
respect,
back.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, that's
So it's
Like
like
literally for fun.
which is cool. I think it adds like a very personal element to a
Yeah.
show, and it adds more investment to the show. But I mean, anybody could do it. So like,
Which is cool. Except Brandon apparently womp womp.
But I don't understand why. Yeah, like what's the parameter of saying no? You got too many people applying, or like,
I mean, it's just they were looking for a very specific look. Also, they wanted people that were local.
are you not?
I'm in North Jersey.
You don't live in Asbury Park.
Oh, you're right. I don't.
oh,
Oh,
North-
that's a
that's
very
very
good
unlikely.
point.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to
yeah,
pay
yeah,
to. They don't
yeah.
want to put people up. They don't want
I'll
to
drive
transport a lot of
myself.
people.
And it'd
I-
be a really long walk for me. So
Yeah. I actually got my bike. In
Yeah.
where can I park? Ching ching. Where can I park?
You got any fun questions in there?
Yeah.
let's see if we can get to one.
Let's expedite. What are we?
I'll go with a
thinking?
short one just because I sent this one. I really wanted to know. What's your favorite character's favorite song or artist?
Ooh, I actually was looking at that in the car, and couldn't really come up with an answer, to be honest.
And then I hit a family. And then I.
I was parked.
Something
record.
about "Are You Gonna Be My Girl" by Jet. I feel like that's really Haley.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna act like I know what that song is.
Okay.
You know.
I feel like
Am I
you
half dead?
chose to read the question that could vary so much that we could literally all be like, oh, cool.
Yeah. But like, awesome. Next.
Brandon listens to white noise.
Brandon listens to the Bluey theme song.
Yeah, I was thinking about this question too. I was like, does Jason have like my music taste? Because like, I think he would listen to like alternate rock.
Jason listens to like inspirational like.
No, he listens to Daft Punk.
You know what?
They're coming back.
You know what? Amy listens to Call Her Daddy.
She so fucking does.
That's-
Amy does
and,
not
like, that's
listen to
it.
music.
She doesn't listen to music. She
Amy
drives
does not
in
listen to
silence.
music.
Like no, like I'm so serious. Like it's
No,
just
yeah.
her and her thoughts.
She drives
at
to the
most
sound
Call
of
Her
what's
Daddy.
wrong with her car. No, Amy totally drives like an Audi or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
think I paid for that Audi though.
No,
No,
I think Amy
absolutely
paid.
not.
Nope.
Definitely
Mom and
not.
Dad's credit card.
Absolutely not.
No.
Amy doesn't have a credit card. She has
What
her
does
dad's
Amy
credit
do
card.
for work? Have we ever like
She's a
decided
waitress.
that?
She's a waitress.
She's a waitress. Remember when you got like torn about it by Emily for like 3 minutes?
She totally says she's a waitress, but she's actually just the hostess.
That's pretty good.
That's my interpretation.
Yeah.
Wow, so I'm acting way too high
Way
and
too-
mighty
yeah,
for what
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
That's really
That's why one day you
obnoxious.
text me, you're like, "Oh, I'm at my waitressing job," and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
"Yeah, you're a waitress. The roommates in school for physical therapy. I've written all this down.
I believe you.
What does Haley do?
Haley, I had an idea and then I scrapped it. For some reason, I was like, what if she worked at like an ice cream shop?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm convinced Jason does not have a job and does not live anywhere. Like
He lives
one of those
he's a
characters who
nomad.
just
He lives in his
spawns.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's everywhere but nowhere at the
Literally.
same time.
Yeah.
you're
You
just
just
like
turn
a
around and you're like,
convenient-
there's yeah, what are you doing? Huh?
Dude, Jason's here too, and it's like, where are you going after this? Where the wind takes me.
Literally.
What's the biggest difference between you and your character?
My character gets bitches, bro. This is the one thing I did think about. Yo, Jason crushes
Jason.
Me, on the other hand, I'm a good boy. That's the biggest difference.
That's
I swear.
Wowzers. Wow.
Haley is very impulsive. Very spontaneous.
Remember when you broke into a concert?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That didn't feel risky because it was in my hometown.
Because you can't get arrested in your hometown.
It was more comfortable. I knew my way around.
Well,
Please arrest her. Like, no, it's Eliza. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go.
Exactly. Like I don't know all the cops.
Is that
anyway.
fucking Haley? No.
well, Amy's a bitch. I'd like to think I'm a little bit not
Different.
different.
We're not doing similarities.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Funny. Yeah, I'm also gonna go throw myself into oncoming traffic after this. So, no, but I mean,
In a stunning turn of events, the cast of MADDOX
Killed themselves.
on.
cannot be found. Okay, I mean, I guess no, I'm way too empathetic to be like Amy. I think
Right.
just like other than like the obvious like cheating bitch, and that like I'm not, but like just the lack of empathy and just like
No
lack of
regard for anyone
no,
else.
like that's
true.
I guess the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I care way too much about other people and what they think. So
I don't care about my opinion.
well,
Well, nobody in their right mind.
I like
would.
value debate.
no, I do care about your opinion. That's a common misconception that I
What
don't.
are you doing? Oh, do you like my socks?
Y'all.
This is-
The
here
fucking crimson
comes the
chin.
Crimson chin.
Oh,
Philadelphia
cool.
parents.
Like I had to take a flick of this.
I looked down, I was like, take a
That's
photo of my
really-
feet.
That is so funny.
No, I
Selling that.
can't hate on funky socks. That's one thing I can't do.
Can't do what?
Can't hate on funky socks.
I love.
really
dude,
like.
I'm like Spencer from iCarly.
Yeah.
If these shits lit up.
Sacco, yeah.
no.
Sacco. You'd be a good Sacco.
You know, you should get in touch with Paramount.
I thought you were
Let them know that.
gonna be like, go fuck yourself.
No,
Yeah, I
let them
sense
know that. You
that
know,
too.
maybe I actually have a role on the iCarly reboot. Maybe Spencer's
look at
like,
my
you know,
notes.
maybe y'all should meet Sacco.
Yeah.
Oh, I did send. Well, I added some stuff, but
Okay, my bad.
let me see what else is a good one on here. God, I'm so smart. No greens. Okay.
Yeah, no.
What was
I
Third
gave a
strike.
really
That's
I gave a really
third.
good look at the camera there.
Done.
Though, if you want to cut to that.
So, do you? Well, you all auditioned. Well, you kind of got the. Well,
Well,
you
you-
sent an audition.
You asked me to. I don't know if that was the case. You found this on backstage.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what you guys' process was. I feel like you were recommended for the role, so you got it, right? Is that how?
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie.
You asked me directly.
Yes, I remember. I was like, I want you to audition for this, knowing probably got it.
Yeah.
So one.
So I'm
thing-
I'm the only one that really had to put in pain.
I mean, we can watch it if you like.
Oh no!
No
Yo, pull up
way.
all of
No, I'd
ours.
cry. I would
Yes.
Oh my
cry.
God.
So
Did you
what?
buy a ring light?
Wait,
after
so I
this?
did audition? Like, there's a clip of me there?
Yep.
Oh my
You
gosh,
actually-
I don't remember this at all.
We Jaden just wanted to see how you kind of fit. I mean, you were pretty much guaranteed it, but he's like, I just need to see something.
Okay, that sounds more familiar. I'm sorry. This was so long ago. I truly, like, I just...
Really, Cameron at home. How long?
No.
it was?
Well, no, I mean, we've
What did
understood,
I
but...
even do?
Is that the right date?
Oh my God! My audition piece was the stand-up.
August
So
23rd,
you did
2023.
2 auditions.
I did. Oh, that's right. I did. Just
You had your initial one, and then we boiled it down to you and another guy. And then the other guy's audition was just...
I think you let me watch some of them. At that point, I think we were in talks enough about the show. Yeah, because I remember like looking through your computer at headshots and headshots and
Going through your stuff.
I tapped your phone.
I wasn't even home.
Did you go through his file that says "Please don't click"? What did you find?
Not all your headshots.
Oh, okay.
I was
love
gonna say
Adrian,
something
just
crazy,
like-
and I decided not to.
I kind of wish he did.
I'm
feel like I threw up the love.
I'm telepathically sending you the joke, and I feel like you're gonna catch it.
Just remember, I edit this
I think I
motherfucker.
caught it.
I can cut out
She's
any joke
fucked
I
in the
want.
head.
You know what's funny? I've only ever
Wait, put it at the end. Can we watch this?
Yeah. The we're going
about
through
to-
everyone's. Come on now.
Oh my god, this is
my
literally
God.
like the
Why did you have me
SNL
laugh track?
audition.
So I didn't have to audition.
Oh, which one is this one?
This is your first one.
Oh God.
August
So-
23rd, 2023.
Hello, my name is Adrian Espinal. I am 23 years old, standing at 5 feet 10 inches
I
tall.
didn't
I'm from
sleep.
Jersey City, New Jersey.
Not the height,
These
too.
are the sides for Jason.
You're such a
I
professional.
like how he gets ready. I like
Did
that.
you buy a ring light after this?
No, I still need one.
Oh, you should.
Brandon, I can explain.
Who's reading?
Oh, hey, buddy.
My fucking blanket, dude? Really?
Oh,
Why
it
does it kind of
was
sound like you?
so soft. My best friend actually that read that.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, and I had two friends read for male and female voice. You guys are like roommates.
No, this is my apartment. That's my couch. That's my girlfriend.
That's literally Brandon speaking on
Oh,
the
my
computer.
bad. I like your lights though. They look cool.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. I can read a room.
Fucking
The
joke.
vibes in here are way off.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bounce if you don't mind.
Yes, leave already.
I'd recommend like couples therapy or something. You know, I know a guy.
Get out.
Nice.
It's the walk off I like.
Oh God. yeah.
Wow.
Hello.
That shirt fits you really nicely.
Huh?
That shirt fits you really nicely.
thank you.
It
Calvin Klein.
makes you look like a board. You look so slender.
Thank
like a great
it's not
shirt.
the case at all, but thank you.
Where did you film this that you would just have a blank wall?
Oh, so you know what's funny?
I pray to
That's-
God for a setup like that.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
that's
So
pretty good.
And that color too,
which is
specifically.
I know.
why I don't ever want to move out of my parents' house until I'm like a millionaire. That wall actually has 3 frames on it that every time I have an audition, I
Take
take
them
off.
down. Yeah.
And there's a couch that's supposed to be right on there, but literally what I
That
do
he is
is
standing on. No,
Pull it forward and set up. Yeah.
I say I'm 5'10", but it's because I'm standing on my couch. No. So what I do is I actually
I will
pull-
say with that you said 5'10", I was like, fuck, he's talking to me. I remember we watched it.
So what I did is like I took down all the pictures and then I pull the couch forward because it's like a 3-seater. It's like the biggest couch we have, so I can't really put it in another room. So I just basically press it up against my tripod and then just have the camera over. So and I just have that huge blank canvas.
Dude moves the whole couch. He goes, my name's Adrian.
Oh my God.
What role am I in?
Oh.
What role is
So
this?
someone just died.
I was like,
Um,
does anyone
really
else hear that? Okay.
All right, so here is.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm Eliza Andrus. I'm 5'2" and I'm based out of New York.
Me when I lie.
Me.
I love first that you put a filter on this.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You put some sort of like.
No, I
it
think
looked-
Probably
And-
because it was so overexposed. No, look how overexposed it is. I should have just turned the exposure down. That's the same. I did not do anything to this, but I should.
Are you fucking blind?
Well, no.
I think the camera said.
It's
"All
literally
right."
yeah. It finally focused
Hey,
on
I'm
me.
Eliza Andrus. I'm 5'2" and I'm
And
based
also,
out of
the
New York.
blue thing doesn't take up the whole back.
What can I get you?
It wasn't
I'll just take
working.
a cider, shot
This
of
is like
cinnamon
you're doing,
whiskey, and whatever
This is
she
also the
wants.
old dialogue.
Is this your way of flirting? My way of being generous. Unless she has a boyfriend, then we're gonna cancel that drink. I don't, so no need to worry.
No, that's Jasmine.
So you gonna order your drink, or would you like the bartender to stand there all night? Whiskey sour and a green tea shot. Green tea shot. Problem? No, a green tea shot
This
is
is so
fine. I
bad.
remember when I started drinking as well.
I also like that you sat down.
I'm Brandon.
I wanted to set the scene. We're at a
Haley.
bar.
So what brings
Who
you here
sits at
tonight?
the bar?
Bit of a stressful day.
People at a bar.
I want to hear about it.
Everyone at a
I told
fucking
you about
bar.
my day. That would solidify my
You
chances
sit
of not
at
getting
the
laid.
bar.
Try me. Did the show and figured out.
I was gonna say she's very quick with it.
I know.
God damn, you want to dump anything else on me?
That sounds like you. That is straight up you.
That was awful.
And then with Sarah's, this was. Is this
Oh, I didn't have anybody. I'm sorry, guys. So wait, pause it for a second,
Not
because
the
because
monologue.
I found an app
That reads
that.
it?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
I've heard of this.
Oh my gosh, no, because okay, I'm home alone. I don't have anybody to call. I also I like to film my self tapes by myself, and like again, the way that Jaden explained it, I guess was probably just like very loose. So I didn't have anybody to read behind me, so I just had the pauses.
Oh,
in
I've
between.
been there.
I've been wanting to
But yeah,
talk
this
to you.
app, I think it's like, I'm not gonna.
I saw it recently. I forget what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
called,
yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, so I cheated
It's
on you for
actually
5
changed my
months.
life.
That you
It's
know.
funny because you don't have someone, and on Amy or on
I'm
Emily's
innocent.
as well.
Okay,
So it's
I
quite that
want
you just
to do
sitting there,
better.
just,
One second.
just dead silence. It's just the
No,
phone case.
yeah. No, this would be quick.
Not
No,
all of
trust
us
me,
have
it's
two
nothing
phones.
important. Yep. Okay, I'll see you soon. Sorry about that. Thank you. I want to talk about getting back together.
So with yours specifically, I remember Jaden's
I
like,
want to get back together.
a little weird. So quite literally, we set this up one time on my TV. So while you were talking, I was reading the lines back.
Oh.
And he quite literally was like, and he's sitting there, he's like, literally, I could see it in his head, like the camera angles.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
What a director.
funny.
He took the opportunity. He's like,
Yeah,
wait,
well,
wait, do that.
well, do you not know when I performed at Gotham, when you and him came to come see me, he quite literally was like, yo, man, if we filmed here, I'm like, can you just say congratulations?
I'm glad we all got a lot better. You know what? Good thing you took this much time because we all definitely improved from tape to
What's crazy
show.
is, like, you guys, like, kind of, well, you say you look different. Jaden, if you watch some of the behind the scenes, Jaden looks
very different.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've all grown up a lot.
Yeah, I look the exact fucking same.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
you look
was-
I'm
the same.
so much more
I
tan
was
here. I miss her so
23
much.
when I auditioned, brother.
That's
He's
actually
lived a
insane.
lifetime.
that's the perfect face of when I've changed the release date 7 times.
Mine is so bad. Oh my god.
You filmed yours at your dorm.
That has nothing to do with it.
It was just a question.
That was not.
There was a
question.
question.
That was
Like
a
a
statement.
question.
There's like people fully working out there too. We're
That
like,
was a statement.
You were gonna watch this back, and there was absolutely
There
zero
was no
question mark
question
at the end of
mark.
that question.
Your sentences
Sentence.
are
help me out, here, man.
downward.
Help me out. There's a question. You heard a question,
You
right?
didn't- Listen, I would help you out if I could, because you know, brothers stick together. But I mean, you did not ask a question.
Yes, I filmed it in my dorm, and I set the scene because it was at a bar, so I sat at the bar.
Remember when we were supposed to film at a bar?
Yeah.
I've told you the story, right?
You filmed at a
I think.
frat, right?
No, the
Oh, it goes off that way.
go.
No, sorry, I'm not. Wait, why did I
No,
think
it was his basement.
it was your
We
basement?
It
lost
was
the
my
location.
basement 2 days before I had to move out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Quite literally.
No,
So-
the lights, the basement, everything was
It
like,
looked
oh,
really
this is
good.
giving like fratty. Yeah.
Yeah, and we made a joke
I'm
about
so
that
happy
on
right
the
now.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a joke about that on the spot. We were like, well, we kind of have to
Address.
alter the dialogue.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
So-
I
Right.
improved a line about how it was like. I was like, yeah, sorry, my friends kind of never grew out of the frat party thing.
And what was great is
Solid.
all the crew that day was a lot of people that worked with Jaden a bunch. So it was like Brian Perez, Max.
They all ended up as extras too.
Quite literally, he's like, can you guys just bro out and like just do shit in the background?
Yeah, and
So
you'll
at one
see that
point-
on Friday.
So, again, this is coming out after. So, sorry, I didn't mean to like talk to
No, I'm talking to them because they. haven't
Oh,
seen it.
right. So it's coming out on Friday. So the biggest thing is, I'm gonna split it. It's gonna be part 1, and then I'm gonna wait a year and do part 2.
of like a 20-minute. Is that how long it is? 20 minutes?
So
It's longer than.
So
anticipated.
MADDOX was supposed to be 25 minutes. Our final cut goes around 40.
Really?
You
40
gotta
minutes
cut
of
that down.
MADDOX? You're kidding.
You gotta cut that down.
We tried.
Does it
Try
work?
harder.
It actually really does work.
Okay,
like,
so
I'm not
then
gonna lie. We watched a rough cut of it, and he's like, pause. He's like, okay, pause. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and we were like 30 minutes in. He's like, oh fuck. He's like, this is flying by.
Cool, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes it a lot easier. We cut all your scenes. So
That's so mean.
They were about 2 hours with yours.
yeah. Well, no. Here's the fucked up part: is when we're filming the basement scene, is like, obviously there's nothing. Like we're just getting our dialogue. So I remember we were editing it, and it's you waiting, slate whatever, and it's me being like, so what's the? I'm like screaming at your face.
Yeah, because we were like, well, we're gonna add music in post, and we're gonna add like room tone.
I did
and
show my
people
roommate that,
talking and
yeah.
stuff. So we were like, well, naturally you would be speaking up at a party,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna have to shoot like we're at a party.
I was so happy. I showed my roommate kind of a rough edit of that, and he's like, damn, you got hella
A
bodies down
lot
there.
of people down there. It was literally like
Yeah,
7.
I muted every track except for our audio, and he's like, yo, where'd they go? I was like,
Not where'd they go.
so I've told this story. Well, I can actually tell this story in full now. So we had a bar rented out for MADDOX. 20 minutes
Right.
after what?
For
Maddox.
MADDOX, you know, the thing
The-
we've
the
been
thing
talking
we've been
about for
shooting.
an hour and a half and shooting for 2 years. Yeah.
Thanks for
Please
clarifying.
continue.
We had it. You've been so nice to me this podcast, Adrian. I really appreciate it.
It's been fun to
I
listen,
can't wait
so-
to give you more acting jobs.
That's fine.
And by the way, you guys are like the first motherfuckers. Like when I write something, I was like, yeah, Sarah would work for that.
Aw, thank you. Yeah.
So, Sarah's like,
Even though he calls me a bitch, guys, it's all a bit.
Yeah.
So I have the squeakiest fucking chair.
And you're moving the most out of all of us.
You're a
You're like,
fidgety
yeah.
guy.
So when we were filming MADDOX, we had
He's a fidgety guy, and that's exactly what he does.
Wait, so it's actually kind of fucking crazy. If you watch like any of the, like everyone's so stiff bored, and I like through there's one episode where I'm like I try to be very professional. By the end I'm like, so so what was that? Oh,
Bar.
so we rented out the bar, and 20 minutes after we were supposed to start filming, like we were supposed to get in at 10. At 10:20,
This is crazy.
we get. I'm trying to figure out like why the fuck are we gotten in yet? Finally get a call. They're like, yeah, we just really don't feel like doing it today. And I was like, no, not every fucking crew member extra. Like, that's the thing is we had a really big crew because we had extras.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go up to Jaden. Now I don't know like how to react to this. Again, first time we had it. Honestly, really, sorry, the record just skipped a couple times. The only kind of hiccup we've had. So I'm like, Jaden, here's the situation.
Yeah.
He goes, okay. And he just looks at me and Fiona and he goes, why don't we go sit in the car for a minute? And I was like, Jaden's going to blow the fuck up. So we sit down and we're trying to figure out what do we do. And I was like, listen, at the end of the day, all they have to do is do this dialogue. Doesn't really matter where it's at. And we're calling places. Like he knew a couple places. Like one place said yes. It was like 2 hours away. And it's like, we cannot uproot everyone 2 hours on a whim. It's going to be like 1 o'clock by we get there. We have to set up. It was just not feasible.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to go throw a shit into the wind. And I called my landlord, who was quite literally 2 days before we were supposed to move out. And I was like, can I film in the basement? She's like, yeah, you're still in your lease. And I was like,
Everybody,
back
to
it
my
up.
house.
Go.
And I remember that was I do like what we got. Everything looks good.
It looks really cool.
But yeah, I just remember being so fucking. There was so much shit that fucking.
That,
day.
yeah, I think that would have sent me for a loop. I would have crashed out.
He did crash
It's
out.
crazy because do you remember how I almost like I gave you a heart attack when we were supposed to do
Oh boy.
the club scene?
What the fuck happened?
you
So
ready
it
for
ended
that?
up not mattering, like even if I did get the part, but I had an availability check for FBI Most Wanted. No, either FBI or FBI Most Wanted. I think it was.
You're just
there,
really
yeah.
getting a real interesting resume there, buddy. Let me tell you something.
It's like the most interesting. I'm like, MADDOX.
It's all my agent, I swear. But they checked what days or the week that they were gonna. The week that they were.
Fuck, I know what you're saying now.
Yeah. They were checking the week
Those
that I
are
was
the
available,
worst.
and then I was like, and then I remember, like, I agreed because I was like, oh my god, this is great. I agreed. I didn't even bother to check my calendar, and I check it. I'm like, fuck, MADDOX, and I was like, Brandon, I was like,
Will you push shooting even more? No.
I don't even know what I
So
said.
it's your fault.
Finally, someone gets it.
No, but it's funny. It would have happened even if I got it. It would have been fine because most like shows actually film Monday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like the weekends, they actually it's like a 9 to 5. They take the weekends off as well.
Yeah.
So since we shot on a Saturday, I could have literally done both had I gotten it, but I didn't get it.
Oh, I was just about to ask, did you get it?
Only time I've been on TV.
But like,
is...
did you get it? Like, did you?
I just asked the question. You said
No,
no.
that was the
He's
joke.
doing a bit.
Sorry.
Only time I've been on TV is the episode of Law and Order that came out. But
So go ahead, everyone, give him his applause. There you go. Everyone, give him his applause.
why'd you have to do that?
No, but you know
Because
what?
I
You know what? When I saw that, I got so happy. Like I don't remember who I was with. I was like, oh my gosh, my friend Adrian. I think I was in the car with my boyfriend, the only person I hang out with these days.
Real.
I'm like, I was like, oh yeah, my friend Adrian, the guy who was in MADDOX, so he's like on Law and Order. I was like, oh yeah, cool. And I kept like, I was looking at your stories. That's one thing about me. Like, if you guys post something on Instagram, I'm watching it.
Oh, I'm watching.
I'm looking at that.
Trust, I'm watching your Instagram stories.
Everyone's like comedy, like bits of your guys. I'm watching those. I'm reacting. Like anything you post, any statements, whatever. I'm watching it.
I am putting my stamp on the algorithm for you. Yeah, absolutely.
I think the one funny thing is that I think it was when it was like a teaser was posted or just something was posted and Sarah just goes, "Can you just tag my other account?" And I was like, "Well, good to hear from you too, I guess." And I did tag your other account.
Sorry, I gotta pull up the receipts.
Go ahead, show me right.
Uh-oh.
No.
One
because
thing
you
about-
might be right.
One thing about Brandon is
Oh, no.
90% of the time, he's going to be like, I never said that. And then I literally will screenshot, crop it, send it back to him. I say, here's exactly where you said what I just said you said.
And then even with that, I'll be like, "That's Photoshop."
Fake news.
Literally fake news.
So, do you remember a time on set that you just remember was really funny? This is for the group.
Okay. So,
MADDOX set, by the way.
yeah.
Sorry, pause. No,
Oh,
because I'm not
no.
done.
Oh,
no,
no.
because you posted it. You tagged my personal account. I sent you claps. 2 claps.
You thought?
Saying good job. And then I texted you separately and I was like, hey, any chance you could tag my acting account? Anyways, continue.
So, what was the question? Oh, funny moment on MADDOX. So, do you remember when
This whole podcast is getting sent right to my therapist.
What therapist?
I don't need one. I'm fine.
this is his 13th
Peak human
reason.
health right here.
Do you remember when we were doing the end of our scene and I'm like, hey man, I would really recommend like couples therapy.
Yeah.
And then there was just like maybe like 5 minutes of downtime. He literally goes up to my ear and he's like, do you think you can kiss my cheek at the end of it? And I'm like,
Right.
yeah.
And then I remember because we had.
I'm so curious which take ended up like.
Oh, we fucking use that
Oh,
one.
bet.
I looked at Jay and I said, if that doesn't make it, that's just a waste of time. Like,
Yeah.
that's just,
No, I played around with a lot of it. Like,
Yeah.
we had a bunch
fucking
of,
everyone did.
I was going to
I
say,
edited
I
it.
think that speaks for everybody. I don't think there was like 2 takes anyone did that were the same at all.
Right.
Easiest scenes to edit, Sarah's. No improv.
By the books.
Follow the rules.
No, I try not to improv too much unless I'm told like you can, and that's.
I never told them they can. And
Exactly.
they did.
Yeah, but look at the nature of the show.
I literally like when we were doing that, I was like every single one has to be different. I was like, what's gonna make you break character? That was my whole thing.
I
Awesome.
think I remember
So-
this. I remember this was
So
like.
so when he did the kiss me on the cheek, I'm like, okay, I could do that, but it's not gonna make him like laugh. But I was like, It's like, all right. I went up to his ear. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that Dare poster's fucking amazing.
And I bit my lip. I was like, that was going.
And then another one, I went up to his ear. I was like, okay, can you like seriously send me the link to that blanket? Because like, dude, that shit was.
I'm
amazing.
surprised you remember these. That's
Oh,
good.
because I was having so much. Listen, dude, I have a lot of fun on set. Like, I very much ingrain all of my memories like on all the sets that I've ever been on. So I was having so much fun with him. There's probably a couple more that I did that I can't remember off the top of my head, but no, I literally was like, okay, what can I say now that he's not gonna expect me to say, and what's gonna work? And I think the Dare poster almost got you.
That one was good because I was just like, fuck. I was like, that hit a soft spot. Do you guys remember a time that was like really funny on set?
Because everyone was shitting on it. I'm like, what if like as much as Jason just
would love
wrecked your
that.
shit,
Jason really got great.
he loved that
He
poster.
loves your Dare poster.
So I was like, I gotta go with that. Because I was also
I'll get
like,
you one if you want. You want?
Can I have my
Yeah, but with
picture on
his,
it?
I was about to say with his
like,
picture,
No, it
not
only
yours.
comes in his.
Can you also like send me the entire like wardrobe of what you wore so I can redo the pose?
Is that the same? Is that shirt?
This is the MADDOX shirt. Yeah.
I feel like
He's a
anytime I
cartoon
see you
character, bro.
wearing
He's
I
got
was
one
just waiting-
outfit.
She clocked it right before we started filming. And I was like, oh, everybody else is gonna get
He's
it.
a cartoon character with
You
one
should like
outfit.
anytime you film a podcast, you should wear that shirt now.
So I thought about it, but I was like, that's gonna look like I don't shower. Like, it's like,
Well, that is
No.
true, but
no.
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 I get really nervous whenever I do a podcast. I get really nervous, and it's like, yeah.
Sorry.
That's fair.
The only
How
time-
many of those shirts do you own?
Of this one?
Yeah.
One.
He's filthy.
I will say, wait.
You should own 5.
He's
so
like
that you
SpongeBob
can-
when SpongeBob opens his closet and it's all just the pants.
The only I totally wanted to remember this. So every podcast, I always make sure there's like enough time to like get ready and just kind of like prep and everything. And what?
Sorry, I was just.
No, this guy just walked in with the highest socks I've ever seen, and it made me think of trench coat buttoned to the top.
Like he was wearing a trench coat?
No, you guys.
I'm
don't-
sorry.
Should we get him in? Should we get him
Sorry, I hate when that happens.
Sorry?
No, they were like real. They were just hiked up all the way. It was crazy, and it was funny because like the middle is blurred out of these doors, so
So
all
you
I
saw
got was top of the head,
And the
shoes,
socks.
sock, and that just really got me.
Real quick, Rohan's podcast, they had to go fix something. So I asked him a question, and all you see on my coverage, we don't cut to it. It's just the audio guy walking right behind me.
That's okay.
With your podcast, I think we filmed it at like 9 or 10 a.m. It was early.
Which one, the first take or the actual one with video?
The video one.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. There is a podcast with you that we filmed, yeah. Or that we did audio recording for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never going to see the light of day.
Never. Just like Maddox might not.
I was gonna say add it to the list. Add
That's
it to the
the
list of
trend.
things we'll never see.
But
You know what? I will say we are giving you a great TikTok compilation of like all the
Times we've said it's never
we've
coming
said
out.
it's
That is
fucking
good.
dropping.
with this.
True. That is good.
We run this back and we just have like we're listening
fucking
back to our
plastered
own
the first
footage.
30
We'd get through a
minutes.
handle, yeah.
Even though I will say, I do want to also do a commentary with you guys over it. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Oh,
That'd
that'd be
funny.
fun.
But with yours, I remember, I quite literally think like, you're the reason I don't do podcasts in the morning now. Well, not you. I'm sorry. I should say you.
Your episode.
Your,
I think is what
I
you meant to
remember
say.
waking up. I remember waking up so fucking early for that podcast. You look at me, I'm like so fucking pale because it's like I don't see the sun. I think I lived in the basement at the time. You know, I lived in the basement for a bit.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Yo, you were not in a good place. I remember you were telling me about that.
No, like
I air my shit out, bro.
I feel like that makes sense.
I'm
in-
sorry. Did I say? Oh, I remember you also said. No, I'm just saying like you told me that you were like. Bro.
I think
Self-proclaimed.
the reason I said I think that makes sense is because I think you've mentioned it at some point.
See?
So I
No,
think-
she means
yeah.
you give that vibe.
I'm living in the basement.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, do I think you should see the sun a little bit more? Yes, but that's everybody should. You know,
As an Italian, I'm very pale.
Yeah.
you're Italian.
You have an X in your last name.
I knew she didn't know that, so I had to see her facial reaction.
We don't have the letter X.
I'm Italian, Irish, and 2% British.
Where?
You're totally the type of guy who's like so
It's funny you say that. No, yeah.
shut up.
it-
You're right.
some of this shit I'm like gonna have to debate bleeping out.
yeah.
Even though like, well, I'm just kidding. That is not making.
See?
That is not making the final cut. Don't you worry.
All right.
That is not making the
All
final
right.
cut.
Thank you for having us on this podcast today. I have to go.
Sarah, what did you say before we started?
We're back. All right. I bailed you out. We're back.
Having a panic
So
attack.
back to the question you asked us.
Funny moments.
Yeah, funny moments, Sarah.
Oh yeah, you guys
Thank
never answered. Adrian made it all about him again. Sorry.
This is what we're doing.
You're gonna leap over the table and strangle me.
I'm gonna mention how this isn't dropping again. Okay.
And we're back to the
And we're back.
So good.
funny moments on set. I think I don't know if it was day one when we shot ours, but it was like the very end of the day.
Yeah.
I think I had just hit like just such a delirious point where I was just I remember like everything was funny, and I think that's when we like we had like our argument scene in the living room or like by the couch, and I think we were playing around with that scene a little bit, or sorry, lots of ors when we were shooting with Emily, and that back and forth. Any of like when I got a chance to like improv a little bit and like play around with it like was fun.
The scene of us arguing in the living room.
Doesn't
You-
exist anymore.
Took it out.
It's not there.
It's funny you say that, like you've started hitting like your tiredness or whatever, because Dan, our photographer,
Oh yeah.
You can kind of see it because at one point, like, we're doing a scene, and then it just cuts to you. You're like upside down on my couch, just like, like there's like one, you're standing on the couch, just touching the ceiling. I'm like, the fuck is she doing? And I think in front of you is me and Jaden, like, like
Yeah,
looking at the
locked
fucking
in.
Like
script.
da-da-da. No, yeah. There's like I saw one of the photos. I'm like holding a slate, and I'm like, and I was like posting once I made my acting account, and I was like, posting about all the sets I did or whatever, and I was taking the BTS photos I had. I was like, I look miserable in every single one
Yeah.
of these photos. I was like, why is it that I'm not smiling at all? But yeah.
So I think one of the first conversations a while ago we had was, I think I told you, I was like, I think Sarah doesn't like me. I was like, I think Sarah Joey does not like me as a human.
That's true, we did
like,
say that.
I don't know why, but I was like, I just was like, Sarah does this for the job. I was like, Sarah does not like me.
Sarah does this for the job is crazy. Listen,
Before she walks in the room, she's like,
professionalism first, or at least I tried to be professional first. But no, I had a great time. I met so many cool people on this set. I listen. I'm somebody that if you hit me with a joke that doesn't make me laugh, like I can't.
Oh, trust me, I know. You make it known.
No. But then like I
like-
remember we had this conversation. Like I think even during the test footage specifically, when like
Oh, like, my
you no
brand of humor?
because like we just met and like so you were like throwing jokes at me or whatever. Some were funny, so I was like and
Some
I was
were
throwing
funny.
them back. And then I was throwing them back, but my like the way like I make fun of people or like my sense of humor is just to like
very
just
different, yeah.
just whatever you throw, I'm like whatever and
Yeah.
so I do that and I continue to do that and specifically with a straight face and so I think that's where the misconception arose. But we've had this conversation before. Brandon has literally asked me, "Do you not like me?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, Brandon.
No,
Like,
Brandon, I don't.
I cannot
I
stand
fucking
you.
hate you." No, I'm kidding. All jokes. That's what I say. All
his toes are touching. He's like,
He's like,
He's like, "Do you hate me?" No,
you
I do
hate
not. I don't hate anybody.
There
Genuinely,
was-
I would not have returned to this project
That's true.
and continue to return if like I genuinely
If
didn't.
Brandon didn't lock me into a contract.
No,
if I didn't sign
There
up.
was one time, and this was after our argument scene. I remember was I think you and I were just like talking or whatever, and then I thought I cracked a joke and it just kind of died or whatever, as they all do. And I remember legitimately turning to Jaden as he's talking to Fiona, and I'm just like, "I'm funny, right?" Like I was like everything's fine. And of course Jaden like he's looking, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, I don't care."
You're like, yeah, you're fine.
Jaden's like, I'm literally like an hour behind schedule, and you're asking me if you're fucking funny.
You're asking me for reassurance.
Like everybody's starving, and you're asking me if you're funny.
We've been shooting for 13 hours, no breaks, Brandon.
No, actually, that was I
Nothing
don't
is
remember
funny.
that being like a tiresome, like an especially tiresome set. Like I've been on some sets where I'm like, I started out that day with a nap, a fat nap on the
we
beanbag.
fucking started filming.
Yeah.
we filmed like 2 scenes of like, for me, I walk in, she's passed out on a fucking beanbag. No, wait. Right before then, it was, I'm walking down the hallway, I drop my keys and like Brandon crashes out. And he starts banging me on the wall. So we filmed this like 3 times. I walk in, knocked. Absolutely
No,
out.
nothing gets me up. If I'm like gone, and I was, because sometimes you're on set and you close your eyes and you're like sleeping, but like
You just
you're
close
awake.
your eyes, yeah.
I like knocked out like
That's
for a good like 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
But
Jaden was
I
talking
needed
to me.
that.
She's like, "Hey, we're going to get to your scene in a little bit." And then I walked up. She's like,
it's funny. I remember one time I did a set, and I think we said that we were wrapped with sound, and then I was like, the minute like I was wrapped for a while, but I just like staying with like the group just
yeah.
because like I just enjoy being on set. It's like
Yeah,
the
me
best
too.
thing. For
I
me.
agree, 100%.
So I just wanted to stay until everyone was done, and then they said that they were done with sound. I immediately knocked out. People were like, "We heard you snoring."
Oh, see, that's why I try to stay awake because I'm like afraid I'm gonna snore.
Yeah, and I was like, it's funny when they said like, "Oh,
me and
we're
Sarah
wrapped
yelling
with
at each other.
sound."
Good thing they were wrapped for sound.
Right. No, that's exactly.
Exactly, that's
the
why I was
minute they were
knocked
like,
out.
"Oh, we're wrapped with sound," I was like,
Good
"Oh
night.
God, I'm getting."
Literally, good night.
But oh my God, no, you were on a roller coaster of emotions that day. You like she was.
That day was
so bad.
rough.
She was exhausted when we first walked in, and then when we actually started.
Weren't you
like?
drinking the night before?
OMG.
I don't know, probably. Like maybe. I don't know. It was college. like very likely, yes. But
Brandon,
no, but like no, no. I was not hungover. No. I would have not been there
Beanbags
if
are
I was.
differently.
No, I think what was really the problem was I was just like didn't get enough sleep, maybe, or it was like an early wake up. But also like I lived like 4 minutes from Brandon, so like I like woke up at.
Never came to hang out with me.
That's awkward. Anyway, but yeah, sleepy. But then after my nap, I was fine. I was really nervous.
Until Brandon's scene.
I was just really, really nervous for that one big scene because it was just like, again, different. I had shot it the year before, but like I'm in a relationship now, so like things feel different. Things need to be talked about. You know, again, we had Jacqueline, right, who was
Jackie. Yeah.
Jackie. She was, you know, helping us out and chatting, and it was just. The one thing that really helped was like you and I just like sitting and talking about like like I remember we
did your little check-in and all that.
I really like I saw like how like this was like, you know, it was like a thing that like, you know, there was a lot of anticipation for
it was just like a clock, you know. It was like, all right, and then we do it and then we do it and then it's fine, you know. But,
so like, you know, and you know, like you said, it was also my
funny set moment.
It was my first time with like a intimacy coordinator too, and it was the second time I had to do intimacy, because I just remember the first time like we did it.
I was by myself, and
but yeah, like, you know, it was me and like this girl who was like maybe like 3 inches taller than me, and then they were just like, yeah, so
welcome to my life, motherfucker.
But she, like, yeah, they were like, all right, so now you just get up and you guys are gonna make out, and I was like. Okay.
Give me a kiss.
And I like, you know, me and her had like a small conversation. Like, so like, what do we? Because there was no like real blocking for us. They just said we're making out, and I'm like, well, obviously, like, you hug your partner. So
yeah, there's
like, hey,
a lot
like,
more to it.
I had to like come up with. I was like, so like,
Yeah.
do you want me to like? And then, you know, she was like super cool. Like, I guess she'd done it before because she didn't really care. I was like.
Yeah.
No, like it's really scary, and that was like getting it choreographed. Oddly enough, the thing that had me like more was when, you know, Jackie was like, okay, and then you put your hand here, you put your, and then
So
it's
strange.
like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like
There's
this
a method
feels,
to this.
it's like, all right, and then
No, you know, for me, it made me feel better because I don't know. I think like as a guy, I don't like throwing recommendations.
You're so valid.
Yeah,
You're so valid.
Because then it's like.
It's like,
hey,
oh, well,
like,
why do you want to do that?
Exactly. So,
You're right.
you know, when it was with her, I was like, I don't know, like, should we? And then she's like, yeah, just do that. So when we had Jackie, I'm like, oh, thank God. I was
he's
like,
so weird.
You watch any of the footage of Eliza and I, the second they're like cut, it's like
He runs away
like,
from me.
I throw my hands up. I like take a step back. And like,
I didn't touch
He literally fucking runs the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like the opposite of that, where it's like, you ask me like. You're like, well, what are you comfortable with? Like, what do you want to do? And then I'm like, Brandon, like,
so
honest.
far, both
I'm
of
like,
you are
no,
fucking
but like,
if Jackie wasn't there, I would have.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
you know,
Jackie
I could do
wasn't
a
there, I
physical
would've been
impersonation,
like
but I would have to
Yeah.
stand up to do it. So I'll do it after.
Okay.
But he gets so nervous that he wants me to tell him what is okay, and I'm like, yeah, like this is fine, let's not do this, not do that. And then I'm like, but Brandon, honest to God, like. The ball's in your court because you're so fucking nervous.
no, but like that was
He
was that
gets
your
so
first time
fucking
doing it too?
nervous.
It was
Like,
it was my first time kissing a woman, and
No, but like doing intimacy on camera.
Yeah,
Had you done that before?
yeah, that was my first
Yeah,
time.
but he gets so fucking nervous, and I don't really care because it's my.
Did I look nervous?
It's yes, because it's work to me, and it's like I know I have the tools. I've been intimacy coordinated before, and I know how to work with one. But I'm like, you need to tell me what's okay, honestly,
like
because like I've laid out my boundaries and my guidelines. You like it's all on you because you got so nervous. So
Don't
it was like
put
the
this
opposite.
in charge.
Yeah, I know.
Don't.
Yeah.
No, I just like. There's more professional people out there. That is their job. That is
What? Kissing people on camera or being like intimacy coordinators?
intimacy coordinators.
Yeah.
Like when you say like,
Yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
need one.
what?
You need one on set.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
yeah.
like I like. If Olivia wasn't there, I probably
You wouldn't have done it.
Maddox would have not come out.
But I mean, we've
It might still not, but
We actually don't know if it'll ever come out.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. Must not have been important.
But your funniest time on set.
Okay, so my funniest moments on set, honestly, when we were shooting in the basement, and who was walking behind you?
Brian.
Was it Brian?
It was a
No, it
multitude,
was-
like Donald and then
No.
Max.
You know exactly. I think
Brian.
it was Max.
No, it's Brian. When he picks himself up? Brian.
No.
I've watched this footage for a
Brandon?
goddamn year and a half.
Listen to me, Brandon. Listen to me.
Like the live audience.
When I say forget about everyone else, just have fun.
Oh, Max.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, there it is. Every time that took us like 10 takes almost, because every time Max walked, like we just had to have a body crossing behind him to make it look like somebody was there. And he would fucking whisper something in your ear every single time, but like loud enough that I could hear it. And I couldn't get through shit because he said the craziest stuff.
So I think it was either the second or third take. Max just goes by and real gentle on my shoulder, just goes, nice ass. Right? Now it's enough where the sound person's hearing it, so you start hearing the mic shake.
We all were like,
Or the one is, he tapped me on the ass on one of them.
Yep.
That was, I started laughing and
What-
James like, what
what's
happened?
funny?
I'm like,
what's funny? One time he straight up just like moaned in your ear.
he drew it. First day he's just like, I couldn't do it. It was hilarious.
I couldn't do it.
But
There were a lot more funny moments where it was like not even like while we were rolling. The fun, like literally, I laughed thinking about that one time we were shooting the scene in the morning for episode 2. Yes, the morning in episode 2.
okay.
And you and Ray were just having a conversation. And it was like, Ray is one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever met.
So yeah, Ray is the sound.
He's
He was
so
the,
funny.
One of the sound guys on episode 1. He's the sound guy for episode 2. And I was just like, Ray, do you want to be friends? And
No,
he was-
because every time, and Ray is so deadpan. He's so dry. That makes him
love that
so
idea.
much better. Brandon was like, Ray, are we friends? And Ray was like, name 3 things we have in common. He goes, he said, if we were to hang out, name 3 things we would talk about.
Or do.
And
or,
Brandon said, what did you say? You were like, Legos.
I said Legos, films, Latinas.
Latinas. And Ray goes, so Brandon, you want me to drive here to hang out with you, which is an hour and a half, so we can talk about Legos, movies, and Latinas. It was the way he fucking said it. I could not breathe.
Oh my god! And then it was just like.
Meanwhile, he's literally like holding a boom up here, like we are ready to roll, and he's like, "You want me to drive an hour and a half so we can talk about Latinas?"
Speaking of boom,
I thought you were gonna say speaking of Latinas, by the way.
Speaking of boom, did you put my name in credits for holding the boom for you for
This fucking guy.
No, no,
my
no,
God.
no,
fucking
no.
take. One take.
One. I did it for multiple. I deserve that credit.
Was that?
And if that's gonna go on IMDb, that's another thing that's under my thing. All
Is
right.
this going on IMDb?
No way.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he told. Yeah, we had a conversation.
on IMDb for me?
Can you,
I'm fucking exhausted, Eliza.
can you Google how to do that?
It's like, what the fuck is IMDb?
Oh, that's Spotify.
It's just the MADDOX.
MADDOX audio.
No big
Yo,
People are like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm gonna make a MADDOX comic book. That's gonna be great.
That would be so cool.
That actually would be cool.
The dude, I showed you the Lego.
Yeah.
I got wait. This is actually pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever seen this. I got a random ass DM one day. This dude's like, "Hey, I just stumbled across your account. I made you a Lego," and I was like,
He's like, "Can I make you a Lego figure?"
I straight up was like,
It's like a
"Sweet."
rendering. It's so cool.
It's
I
really
want one.
fucking high quality. I was about to message him and be like, "Can you do it for the whole cast?"
Literally. Look how cool that is.
Oh wait, that's
Wait,
so
that's
cool.
so fire.
Isn't that
Look at the
awesome?
outfit.
And he's literally wearing the shirt.
Wait, and you know what's fucking funny is I was straight about to be like, I could be the MADDOX poster. Just no reason. He's a, no
We
reason he's a
cannot use
Lego.
Legos. We cannot use Lego. That is so copyrighted.
We've been waiting for
Thank
so
God
long
Eliza's
for the
here to,
episode
like,
to go up.
like,
It gets,
Reality check.
Right?
we wait for so
No
long for the
way.
episode to go up. It gets taken down within 3 seconds for like
Literally for a
Lego's like,
fucking
what
brick
the fuck
figure.
Were you thinking?
You know, it's funny. When we first started, we were really big about like what can we show, what can't we show, and we were still conscious of that till near the end. But I think
We just gave up at some point. or-
at some point,
Yeah.
like I think you see like Master Chief's helmet in the background, and James like, "It's fine, let's roll." And I was like, "Okay, okay."
Yo, Jaden
cut around
does
it.
start to get militant at some point.
Yes,
Yeah, when
that
he puts
is
those
true.
cowboy boots on.
Yo,
You know it's over.
and he hits you with the.
He's like,
literally
How
like
is
the
Jake?
baker.
How is he doing?
He was
Don't ask.
actually gonna pop in today, but he couldn't do it. He's coming back from I think Arizona right now.
Yo, this man has taken so many flights within the last
Yeah.
month.
He's with Donald. He was an extra on MADDOX. He owns the vending machines, and they're doing a I think like sort of like a
It's
documentary.
like so
sort of thing.
random.
I saw you in Arizona. Again.
He just was in the UK, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Arizona.
Jaden Miller World Tour,
Literally.
Where can I buy tickets?
right?
Yo, can you imagine that motherfucker on stage? So we shut the thing here, and then
So I actually don't know why everyone is
I would
here,
love to
but-
see Jaden.
That's pretty good.
It'd be so funny if Jaden did stand up and the entire time he just stood in front of the mic just delivering like this.
He's fucking. So, and then I said, let's cut to camera B. Ha ha ha. And, yo, no, his laugh, you can hear that shit from a mile away. Like, he'll be talking to, like, Max or whatever, and it'll be quiet, like, maybe we're, like, running a scene or whatever, and you just hear, like, ah! Like, that is straight up. That is his fucking laugh. That motherfucker's gonna quit episode 2 when he sees this.
Awesome.
I think I also roasted him on your podcast, but go ahead.
I think you do it in everyone's.
When you guys filmed your episode and you were like, oh, talking shit about like.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck these motherfuckers are? I was driving somewhere. I was like, I put the podcast on. I was like, what did they say? And they like,
I
they're
watched
just like,
the whole thing to see what you guys said about me.
I literally did too. I
Yep,
was like,
the
oh,
whole thing.
yeah.
I really do like you guys. I want to make that clear.
No, that doesn't seem
You have a
that
funny way of
but-
showing
Not
it.
reciprocated. Not
No,
reciprocated.
stop putting words in my mouth. Unless.
We're friends. Like, right?
Yeah,
Name 3 things. No.
yeah, name three things
talk
that we
about it
have
if
in
we-
common.
You like the Lego, you like movies, you like Latino.
So she drove an hour to sit here and talk to you about Legos, the show, and how much you guys hate each other.
And Latinas.
And Latinas.
We should really debunk that.
What?
Latinas?
No.
Listen, they don't exist. They don't exist. Trump rounded all of them up, bro. It's
One
done.
has pick one that has to go. Food, water, shelter, Latina twerk compilation. One has to go. I could live without water.
You have a girlfriend,
He's like, fuck. I don't need food that bad.
I'm trying to lose weight anyway.
It's cutting season, baby.
I'm not answering that fucking question.
It was a bit anyway. Please don't. We have 10 minutes. What do you want to talk about? I'm his manager.
Time flies.
That does not feel like 2 hours.
No. Felt like 5.
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh.
Whatever.
And then
Felt like
maybe
the entire
after this,
lifespan of
the
when we
episode
started
will
filming
drop.
to now.
But maybe.
Do you have any other good questions?
I have one. Are you sure this is coming out on Friday?
Yes. Is that a question? Yeah.
Okay.
I quite
better lock
literally today, tomorrow, Friday. It's set to what?
Nothing. I'm just
Oh.
listening intently.
I quite literally blocked out just for this.
Good.
Like, I plan on posting the episode on Friday, and then I'm going into the city to do a show.
Hey.
And it's getting posted on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
What time?
Okay. Just make sure I'm.
Can I finish the thing first?
Just make sure Boom is.
You just said you were going
I
somewhere
have until
after.
11:59 p.m.
You just said
on
you were
Friday.
going somewhere after, so I'm assuming it might premiere a little earlier in the day.
I don't know. What's the
If
algorithm?
it premieres at
I don't know, Google it.
11:59 on a Friday, I'm gonna be so.
I told him he technically has till 11:59 that day.
I'll either do probably like 12.
Okay.
No.
Noon.
Everyone's at work.
When will this drop?
No. Wait, I'm cool with that. I'm just saying, like, make sure.
I'm so cool. You're cool. I really just want to make sure you were cool with it first.
Well, damn.
I haven't seen a lick. Because I'm saying, like, if you drop it at noon, yeah, that gives enough people, like, those who,
Yeah, they could watch it on their lunch
Who
breaks,
are
I
like-
guess. Google it. There's an algorithm. I don't know.
Is a fucking whale dying? Fuck me.
What was? Wow.
We're back.
So what was your question that you were gonna read?
Did I ask a question? Oh no, you
And
cut
we
me
have
off.
7 minutes
Um,
about. Damn.
And we fucking lose with it. Do you know who I am? No one else does.
Nobody
Yeah.
does.
I'm like, can you
need a
answer that?
Oh wait. Actually, this is a good one. Oh, this was a really good question I thought of. This is a really good
Oh,
one.
boy.
No, I promise it's a really good one.
Don't touch me.
Come on,
It's
then.
a really good one. It's a really- So
So,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
now, I know you mainly have done dramatic roles.
Yeah.
And I remember you specifically saying with MADDOX, it was your first time doing kind of a comedy role. Now, you had done dramatic roles. And then when I saw you guys did the film together, what is a different approach you did for a dramatic than to a comedic role?
Wow, what a heavy loaded question.
I feel like for dramatic roles, I do a lot more of the work that I should be doing, honestly. I think for dramatic roles, this is interesting. This is about to be bars. For dramatic roles, I'm thinking ahead a lot. For like plot wise, like, you know, you've read the whole play and like you know like what's happened in the scene before this and what happens in the scene after, and you know, why are you choosing the things that you're choosing. But with the comedic roles, I'm thinking like in the moment, like this character does not know what's coming next, so let's act like it.
Yeah, that's a very Chekhov versus Meisner thing.
That means nothing to you, so
No, but you guys heard that, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Heard.
I know Chekhov's gun.
Great.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Shogun in Act 1's got to go off by Act 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know it doesn't have to be a gun though, right?
That's... Okay, I'm going to rewrite MADDOX.
Okay, take the gun out.
Doesn't have to be a gun.
I think I agree. I think with dramatic roles, let me formulate it a different way. With comedic roles, I can let myself shine through it a little bit more and feel less like uncomfortable about that, if that makes any sense. Like with Amy specifically, she's such a bizarre character that it was almost harder for me to act as Amy than maybe a dramatic role that I've done, because like dramatic, it's like, it's my toolbox. It's like, you know, like sad, angry, whatever. With Amy, it's like, oh, like I'm like a heartless bitch, like, and I'm saying this to his face, and like I think I'm like I don't even like, this is who I am. Like I'm fully believing that I'm like so great, and so that was very intricate to like work with. But I think at some point I just kind of, which maybe is why it's like transferred to this whole dynamic that you think I hate you, because I think it's I think at some point no, because like I was like, all right, like I just gotta like really dislike this guy, but it's like, why am I with this person? So it's like, maybe it's just because I don't care. Like I don't care that he thinks I'm his girlfriend. Like, sure, you know what I mean? Like
That's crazy.
You know, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Which was funny that like we had to, you know, take the photos beforehand, because I was like, would Amy even pose for a photo with Brandon and have it be printed?
Literally,
you know what I mean?
gun
Like
to her head.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Some of the most awkward I think I did not know how to go about this. You came over. I think I took you to a coffee shop. We bought a coffee, and I was like, all right, let's just fucking do this. It legitimately felt like the most it just felt
it felt like a
awkward.
middle school first date. Like it
No,
was
that's a perfect way of
so
putting
like
it.
no, like but we did it. We took the
How's
photos.
dating?
And I think was I wearing the same outfit in the photos as maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Which, whatever. But like you I don't think you barely even see those photos anyway in the background, right?
One of them's pretty up close. The other one's used for a bit, but they serve their purpose.
Yeah. But, you know, so I'm glad we took them.
It was just so funny because I think you were talking to, I don't know if he would end up being your boyfriend or whatever, but I knew you were talking to someone.
Yeah.
It's like, this is really weird. It's like, I know you. And I was like,
you made that shit so weird for
Right?
no
He
reason.
makes everything so weird.
No, because I was
I've never kissed a woman.
it was my first time going to get
First
coffee
kiss
with a
ever
woman.
is on a screen with me.
Would have been great if my hand was hovering.
Sam, that would have been awesome.
It's like that one video of the guy that's like the two people the strangers that have to kiss for the first time, and he like shows up and he like kisses her on the cheek, and he's like,
Oh my god, yes.
You
know what I'm talking
that
about?
show.
He's like-
the TLC show.
yeah. But no, we you were like, all right, let's take these photos. I'm like, all right, let's take these fucking photos. But then you were like, oh,
Very
let's
on
get coffee. I'm
brand.
like, all right, let's get coffee. Like, it was just like, you know.
It just felt weird.
No, and like that's fine. But again, this is what I say. This is why I never think way too deeply about these things. It's especially like from projects I got from school classmates or students. It's like, you know, we're all figuring out the best way to go about things, and like, you know, we got to take these photos. We got to take these fucking photos. You know, like, and if we got to go stand in the park that then we're gonna be filming at and take a couple selfies and like. But no, I think as far as like the role goes. Yeah, I guess I'd just do less of the work and just let more of it come to me like the day of, because a lot of comedy is also just bouncing off with the other
That's very
person,
true.
because like if I'm in my dramatic role and I'm upset or angry about something, I know it's that something, so I can just stay in that zone when I'm acting with you and not get too too thrown off by your energy. But if it's comedic and we're bouncing back and forth and it's supposed to have comedic timing, then maybe you deliver a line in some way that makes me react differently, and so that has room to show a little bit more than I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Drama is
but-
very calculated.
Yeah.
Comedy is very off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna start off with that. It's like, the work that I would put in for a dramatic piece, like even in the audition process, like, I think last week I submitted an audition, and the casting director, once I put on Actors Access that I was planning on submitting the audition, he sends me the entire piece, and I was like, thank God.
Helpful.
Like, it's so helpful. Now
Yep.
I can actually take the time to read this over, really dive into
Yeah.
what are my motivations for every line. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
methodical with, when I'm doing a dramatic piece, because I'm like, no, this has to connect to the last
Yeah.
line, and it has to make sense the whole way
Yeah.
through. And, when I talk to my scene partner, like, we're very much like, it kind of feels like, two construction guys just, planning out, when are we going to put this piece here? It's very like,
That's a really good way of putting it.
yeah, it's very calculated, like you were saying. But I feel like for when I got the audition for MADDOX, I was completely fine with not having the script at all.
Yeah.
You
With
just telling-
comedy, they want to see the liberty of like, well, what do
Yeah.
you think it is?
Yeah.
Exactly, and even just the chemistry within the characters, like, well, like I said, the funniest part when we were improvising, when I go up to your ear, that doesn't happen in dramatic work. Like, unless like, you, your scene partner, and the director agree that that's the character's motivation, you wouldn't change a line as drastically as we did. We're literally thinking, what would be the funniest thing to do here?
That's-
That's
yeah.
in character, but what would be the funniest thing to do?
Yeah.
We can switch things up. Like, I think the reason why you and me work so well is because we laugh with each other all the time. That's as much as I need for the role. But when we did the role after, which
With Eli?
yeah, Till Death.
Till death.
Till
Yeah,
death.
yeah.
I mean, we like, I spent so much time like thinking about what is our, even having the script, what is our relationship with each other? Why are we this
That
way?
was a fun shoot too.
Brandon?
Oh,
Is there a ghost in here?
yeah, I guess we have a ghost.
We're busy.
That was so strange.
There's no camera over there, right? Or does this one have? Is
That's
it a wide capture?
That's a wide, yeah. That was
Alright.
crazy.
In case no one saw that,
I watched that whole thing happen.
Casper just went.
That was
"Guys,
actually
hey guys."
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like everything is like much more looser. Like the chemistry you have, the way you go about your work, it is much more looser, and it's more about in the moment. I always think back to like even how the South Park creators go about making their episodes. They literally do it in a week. So from the moment that they submit an episode, the day after they're in the writer's room like, what are we gonna do now? Like they have nothing. But if you have like,
Wish we had that work schedule.
it's crazy
We
because
write pretty, often. I don't know. Regularly is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
and like if you look at like how Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the way that they do it is like they stress themselves out over how like last second they leave it, but literally it's just them shooting the shit and just cracking jokes, and it's like,
That's literally how
oh my god,
we do
that's
it.
so funny. We have to add that into the episode. Like there's like a video about like, do you guys watch South Park at all?
Sometimes.
Give or take.
Do you guys know the episode called The Human Centipede?
I know it's very famous, yeah.
Yeah, so there's literally a documentary of like just a camera crew following them during like their time making that episode.
Where can I watch this?
It's probably on YouTube. Like after we're done with this,
We'll be watching this.
We will be
I
watching.
love shit like that.
So, and it's so funny because it's just something will come up and they'll be like, oh my god, that's so good, and then they'll write it, and it's just so unplanned. But I'm like, that wouldn't happen with a Breaking Bad. That wouldn't happen with like
Yeah.
a House MD, which I've grown to
It's
love.
so
that
planned.
show. Everything is like, you probably have the script or the ideas planned weeks or if not years ahead of time,
Yeah.
because you have to get to a certain point. With other shows, it's like story can just happen with comedy. The story can just unfold.
Yeah, that's usually how it comes to us.
Yeah, so, every last thing about comedy is just such a stark change in the planning. So, that's why I really like this opportunity too, because, it really is a lot of improv and just being like, if I catch you doing something, I'm like, wait a minute, what can I do to make that funnier? So it really is like, if you're good at improv, do comedy. Like,
which is something I wish I capitalized on a little bit more, was like having room to like switch it up a little bit. And I think like you were just saying, it's so much less like linear. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I played around with that, like the Brandon Amy dynamic a little bit more.
Well,
but
you
maybe
have more to
you'll have
expand on.
chances.
Now. You have more
You
to
got
expand
time.
on.
Yeah,
this
if
time.
we ever film,
there's been so many times where like after we got done with set, I'm like, oh my god,
You're
I
like,
thought
damn,
about
I should have said
something
this.
so
I know, every
fucking
time.
funny.
Every time.
But even in like dramatic works, you're like, no, what we got is what we needed. Like we can't really diverge from this.
Yeah, that's one thing. Is so I mean, again, you guys at least having some sort of dramatic background is don't knock on the door. I just go until they stop. Sorry, I'm gonna be honest. Do you know how many of our podcasts have gone overtime? I'm a regular here. Come on, they love me.
They don't.
They tolerate me. And
You're a
Open
customer.
the door, put an eviction notice, and then close it, and be like, because you kept going over time.
but that thing is, you guys having like that dramatic background, it was, especially again with you, was we just didn't know. Well, I'd never seen you do stand up or anything. I was like, are these guys funny? Like, and then not that you have to be funny, but you have to be able to live that character in that world.
That was something that scared me because I'd never done comedy. Like this was like the first time that I was like entering a comedic role, which like was again easier. The fact that like she has a lot of like darker like background shit of like, all right, it's clearly a twisted character in some way, whether it's funny or not. But yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody recently about how like if like in comedy, like, or even in my life or the way I deliver jokes, it's very like monotone, like the straight man kind of like
Very dry.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of nerve wracking because I was like, fuck, like even with the test footage, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's like Tom was like, yeah, stand up comedian, and I'm like, I'm not that funny. Like I just kind of like.
It was also funny about the test footage, and then I have one more question. Is I think you had to show up later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch the edit, I'll send it to you.
Eventually.
Some would call it perfection. I've never met that some. But yeah.
I've never met myself, so I can't.
But we filmed most of it without Sarah there. But the way we like edit it, like I forget that you weren't there sometimes. Even though it does make me laugh though, because I'm like yelling and I'm like, I was looking at a couch. Like there's no one there. But even though we have been writing future episodes and everything, is there something that you guys, because obviously you can insert whatever you want for you, would want to see from your character?
What is something I'd like to see?
Like a development or like...
He's essentially asking for ideas.
Yeah. He actually doesn't. Yeah.
We're actually
We have
lying.
writer's
We
block.
haven't written anything.
It's like episodes 2 through 5 were hypotheticals. Like,
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
just saying
need
like
to-
we have
if
the
we
title
were
page.
to
Yeah.
continue.
That's an interesting one.
Or is there something you want to know from your character?
Ooh,
I think.
I was gonna.
She went for it.
And then he went for it, and then they both shied away from it.
Two ships in the night.
Interesting.
Guys, it's this simple.
Yeah. Well, did you see how he went and took it away immediately for the sake of a bit?
Why are you always the problem?
Oof, asking the hard-hitting questions, huh?
Yikes.
Wait, but I do really like this question. I'm trying to think like something I'd want to know more about my character.
I think Amy still confuses me a little bit.
Okay.
I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm not gonna
Keep talking.
that I'm not gonna understand why she's the way that she is fully. But I think maybe we've talked about her like kind of like having this journey of like, you know, self-actualization, but I don't know if that's like in the cards for her yet. Like I feel like that would be like a much deeper into, you know,
That's a spin-off.
that's like a spin-off in and of itself, you know. So I guess maybe I would like to see her just kind of get humbled a little bit,
She does.
you know, and
Well, we learn, you know, she
Oh, yeah.
she comes back a few
Yeah.
times.
maybe get redemption at some point, like a little bit, or at
Who?
least
Who? The fuck does Amy need to get redemption for?
what do you mean?
Wait. Are you saying like she?
She's not fully a bitch.
No, like eventually get redemption, as in like she's done awful things and eventually gets redemption for it.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like she's the perfect person. Everyone needs to like redeem shit around her, and I was
No,
like, what?
redemption is something that happens when you do something wrong, and like
Here we
suddenly.
go. Ooh, I went to college.
No, but it's like,
You want her to have a redeeming quality.
yeah, you know, like,
Okay.
Like she's not fully a bitch.
yeah, like I think if y'all, I mean, that's all up to you. You guys need to get in the kitchen and cook, but you know, like whatever you guys end up deciding is her, you know, reason for whatever, or like
Her
if
MO.
there's, you know, like she's either just plainly like a brain dead bitch, or there's like something deeper going on. That's your guys' decision to take. But I think there's so many ways to kind of write her out. And I guess maybe one of the ways that I would want to see it is, you know,
Seen that.
she does one nice act at some point, you know, like eventually.
I would say for Jason, it's like he comes in at like a random point in Brandon's life in the show. So, you know, not that I'm saying write me my own little thing, because, you know, Adrian needs to perform. But I would love to see, because I always love when shows like take the time to make the character more personable, and instead of just it being like the show's about this person and then just everyone else kind of revolves around this person. I'd like to, you know, see, you know, where was Jason before he ran into Brandon for the first time? What was, you know, I'm fine with like Jason now being a part of the group because he ran into you, right? That could be the motivation as to why he's in the show, but like, what was leading up to that? You know what I mean? So, you know, because then it just feels like we just put a character there for the sake of putting a character there. But if we kind of like give, like, maybe not like a flashback or something, but like if we just kind of explain who Jason is and just kind of make him more personable, that way, you know, when we see future episodes of him, it's like, oh yeah, like we go back with Jason the same way we go back with Brandon, and now you have that investment into characters. I'm more getting into like writing, but yeah, I'd really like to see, you know, where Jason was before. Like, it doesn't have to be explained literally in an episode of his past life, but, you know, just an idea of like, oh, this guy came into the show, but he has his own thing. He didn't come into the sake of the show just to give Brandon another conflict or another friend. This is like a real life character who, you know, came into contact with Brandon, and, you know, where we're building off of that now. So now they both have stories that are going to intertwine. You know, it just, for me, it just makes it more like more personable, and there is now more connection that can be built between Jason and everybody else.
Yeah.
Not just like Brandon being able to go to every single person that you need for that episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the one thing is also interesting about is, again, all your characters were kind of supposed to just be one and dones for
Right.
that. And when we talked about like how are we bringing them back, how long, and then like essentially getting the main group, you know, Amy starts the plot. Without her doing that, there
would be no show.
Yeah, and it was funny because I think I pitched this idea to you was an episode not really related to the overall plot, but like what if, I'll make it up, like Brandon got home 10 minutes later and you weren't there. Of like a what if sort of situation. And I remember I pitched it to Eliza and she goes, so what happens? She just goes about his fucking day? And I'm like,
Yeah, I'd be like,
I guess there isn't a plot
You
there.
understand that there would be no show if he'd never found out.
That's why I was like, So, but to what you're saying, I mean, it is interesting knowing like what their backstories are and like why is Amy the way she is, or what built that character.
Yeah.
So-
We find that out a little bit about Haley in 3 on the double
Oh,
date.
yeah.
We do find out why she kind of is the way she is. That's kind of, yeah.
We have that, and then, well, with you guys,
Only
it's
partially.
well,
Only partially. About why only one aspect of her is the way that it is.
oh yeah. And well, that's the fun part about it is keeping these people around it, or keeping these characters around. It's you kind of see different sides. So like Amy's not just a bitch
You'd hope.
for the most part.
Is
And
that like is that a statement? Like, are you revealing that, or
no, that she, because like we have later on.
What? Oh, well, yeah.
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 We find out why she did what she did.
Heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is an idea that actually came from one of my acting teachers.
Okay.
And it's a really good idea that I'll stick for my own. But it's just, that's the part of it. It's just like, and Jason, well, we even know in the pilot, you know, when he goes, well, you guys are like roommates. He doesn't have a fucking clue.
yeah?
So, also bold of, I think Jaden pointed out, where it's like, you broke into my apartment to do this. So
Yeah.
there's a lot there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, does Amy not have her own apartment? Like, am I just
Probably
like,
not.
you know, like? But
Where does Amy live?
yeah,
A lot of this is work for y'all to do. Yeah, you guys just don't want to do the fucking work, do you?
But kind of like to just like, you know, put a button on the point that I was making, more about
Good.
like just that. You said good.
No, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Good, yeah.
Good. Finish your thought. Like I said, I'm like in love with the show like House MD. There's like this episode where, or just in general, like the show revolves around House, his group of doctors, and then there's like side characters that everyone loves. But they did this one episode where instead of following House, they made House and his group the side characters, and it really revolved around just his boss, because like, you know, the boss was always like, you know, she has to do everything by the books because she's running the
Okay,
hospital.
you'll get your own episode. I
not
fucking got it.
What I want, but
All right, then you won't get it.
I want it.
I'll
No.
I'll take it if you're gonna give it though. Take out the notepad. But yeah, there was like a really cool moment where, you know, everyone in the show, like it's not that I hated her, but it's like, oh my god, why just, you know that he does a good job at what he does, just let him, you know, not go by the book. And then just when they gave her the episode of why she has to run the hospital the way she's running it, it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like
Just
House, relax. Like you really should not be messing with her like the way that you're messing with her, because sometimes he'll literally just be in her office just to bother her, and then he'll go back to whatever he was doing. And it's like, you know, it for me at first I was like, oh, that's so funny. He just genuinely, like, he likes her, but he also likes messing with her. And then once I see this episode, I'm like, I see why she hates you. But you know, it's like stuff like that where, you know, you give that like the characters a moment to just kind of like tell their story. So yeah, like I'm excited to see what you guys, you know, have for Amy as well. And you know, you said that you already wrote something for your character, so I'm excited
It's
for
just
that.
like I'm not even talking to the mic anymore. They're gonna charge you for overtime, just so you know. If you keep talking, they're gonna charge you.
I have to pee.
I also have to pee,
We're-
and I'm
we're
starving.
wrapping it up, don't worry.
It's just it's not like oh yeah, here's a line about her saying exactly why she does the things that she does. It's
Right.
just like you know, through conversation and through interaction,
Right.
like you can put it together,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody has development.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like, yeah,
awesome.
that would just kind of be a very linear
Yeah.
show. Yeah, that's really all I like wanted to see for Amy was just like
Yeah, I mean,
A
a
little
pilot
bit
is
of-
just like a pilot. It's
no,
like so
of course.
bizarre.
Yeah.
But that's why that's why I said yes to returning, because
Yeah.
again, like originally, like my character was supposed to be like a one and done. Like she comes back, wants to get back together. He says no. All right, wrapped up. Brandon moves on.
Which
with
I
his
don't know
life.
what the hell you were planning to do if you got rid of all of us. Like, who else are you gonna ask? What was your plan?
Like
Just
who?
to
Like
recall-
just write
the reason it's
brand new
called-
Literally.
characters for the second episode.
reason-
Ask the same people and put a wig on them.
The reason it's called MADDOX is because he's the only consistent in the show. I bet you that's what you probably thought.
But
The
who else were you gonna ask?
The roommate would have stayed. So I'll quickly say is the original plot was just going to be just either Brandon went on a new date every week, or just had like some sort of hiccup with stand up.
Yeah.
So we did write that Brandon was gonna go on a date with a church girl, and there was some baller ideas in that, but it just doesn't work
We
out
can
right now.
we
feel like
can
you
make
could
that
keep
a scene
those.
still. I think we can keep that.
But-
I think
Make
the
that
whole
a
bit
cutaway.
with like Brandon
glad
and the
you joined
Tinder
the
account, like I really fuck with that. I think that's like a very interesting.
So that's the thing is, in the episode, Brandon gets set up for a dating app, and he gets a notification at the end of the episode, and that really like that was the setup, like the multiple,
yeah.
like a different thing, but we've gone a different way. But we also could have reworked that for the big blow up
True.
of like, oh, you're
Oh, so you're on
yeah.
Ooh,
What?
unnamed dating app.
sorry, I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. So the thing about
No, I got work
Glad
at
it's free
5.
for someone.
oh, how far do you live from here?
An hour.
Do you want to go hang out?
Huh? No, I want to wrap this up.
Oh, okay.
We're this far in. Like, I was just like,
But by the time this comes out, MADDOX will be out. Fucking finally.
We hope.
woo!
Maybe.
Yeah. But I appreciate you guys doing this and being a part of the whole show and everything. Like that, it genuinely means the world. It's okay, Adrian. Go on your phone. And
He's
I'm
literally-
playing with my sleep.
I would think I'd rather you be on your phone. But no, I really do appreciate it. And this is very exciting. I'm very happy you're all
I'm
with
so
it.
excited.
Yeah.
Feel free to plug your socials or anything if you want. Okay.
Which
Yeah,
one?
that's your camera.
I actually don't remember my
Which
actual
account?
username. It's just name it first. Maybe you can write it.
We're gonna give you a lower third.
My Instagram is Adrian_Espinal 187. That is ADRIAN_ESPINAL 187.
You had to think really
had-
hard about that.
Wow.
No, I'm just making sure that
You were like,
no, I'm just enunciating.
ADR.
No, if I had to think about it, I'd stutter. Okay, I have a mean stutter. It's just that I'm enunciating.
Period. I'm Eliza Andrus on Instagram. ELIZAANDRUS. And on TikTok, I am Eliza, not Elijah.
Oh, yeah. Follow you on TikTok. You're funny.
You slurred that a little bit. So it wasn't as clear
Wah,
as
wah.
mine.
SaraLavino.arts. Easy, simple.
No H in Sarah.
On Instagram. No H in Sarah.
No H.
SARA.
You want to plug yourself?
I do this every week. We're good.
We know.
They should know at
We
this
know.
point.
There's not one episode I'm not in it. So.
That's fair.
Even though I'd be interested in this dynamic. So
What?
what? Of like you guys, like a
Like
podcast
what?
or something.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
This was fun.
Great idea.
Got me out of the house.
you
My
go.
life has
Yeah.
been so repetitive these days. I'm like, yeah.
Real.
All right, let's go do this. We're definitely over time. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Their
watching.
podcast would be Call or Laugh Track.
Yeah.
We're the laugh track, actually.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Adrian.